Greetings. Today is December 18, 2025, and the current time is 8:18 p.m. The Institute, by popular request, will now be serving cups of only protein-packed meat in the eateries upon request. No longer will you be subject to consuming carbohydrates or vegetables. Now you can just consume meat in small single-serve portions. We are temporarily calling these slop cups until a better marketing name can be determined. That concludes today's announcements.
この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。
Whoa, gamers. How goes it, comrades? How are all of you doing on this fine Thursday? The last stream of the week, because it's time for us to almost basically be done with the week, and then we can finally return to peace and calm. And I don't know why this thing is not hooked up to the correct scene, but I've fixed it now. How are all of you doing? Let me switch to... Wait, what echo? I shouldn't have any echo. Is there echo? Huh? Wait, what? Are you hearing echo? I shouldn't have any echo. This should just be my normal luscious voice. Okay, maybe it's just you. Yeah, I shouldn't have any echo because I'm looking at my settings and my audio mixer. I don't got anything like that. Anyways, hello everyone. Hello Ziryu and Jai and Ray. Congrats Ray for being first. Also hello Kefir. How are all of you doing on this fine evening? Welcome to the thing that we haven't touched in a while, but by popular demand, as in this was a highly voted on game. Last time we did a poll, we're doing Starsector because I think Starsector is a pretty cool game, and we haven't played this in so long. You can actually kind of tell we haven't played because apparently every single mod that I use needs an update. So we're a little behind. You spent moolah? What did you buy? Oh, did you buy the new Atelier game or something? Yeah, you might have noticed that I haven't updated a lot of my mods, partly because a lot of these are actually not compatible with their older versions. So you might notice, say, Industrial Evolution is not compatible with 4.0, so I can't really upgrade because otherwise everything would break in half, even though there's a lot of new content with these. I don't want to start a new run. I hear there might be a brand new update in the very near future, probably by next year. And that would be kind of overly, it's probably gonna break out, it's gonna probably end up breaking a lot of mods, but I do kind of want to do this run at least a little bit longer because I am genuinely curious about, how do I get out of this? About a thing that we were doing last time, and that thing involved the void. And so we will once again venture into the void and see how long we can survive as we try to figure out what's going on in there. You tried MTG and deck building as a headache. What card games do you have experience with again? If you've played Yu-Gi-Oh, I feel like Magic is a lot easier. I think it really depends. The way I always see it is that Magic has a lot more, has a thicker rulebook than Yu-Gi-Oh, and that's why it has a lot less text on the cards, because a lot of the information is condensed into keywords and just things most people just generally understand. Yu-Gi-Oh, everything that the card does is basically written out exactly on the card, and that's why it's so text heavy. That's kind of why I don't like Yu-Gi-Oh, because Yu-Gi-Oh is way too text dense. Where were we at? So if you remember last time, we're normally situated over here in the system of Gensokyo. We own the planet of Cyrno, and we also have another planet a little bit somewhere else, somewhere here-ish, I'm forgetting. I think here, this. We have Pewter City. We were venturing into the void, the abyssal thingy here, the abyssal depths, which is what we were up to last time. However, we left because we have way too much stuff, and I need to sort through all of our stuff because apparently I don't know why I have way too much fuel. That doesn't make any sense unless something got updated and maybe something broke. So we'll take stock of our situation and then we'll continue our adventuring, right? I think that'll be fine. But yeah. By the way, I think most people who play Yu-Gi-Oh kind of play it on like Master Duel now. I heard Yu-Gi-Oh paper play has been kind of dying out. I think the other thing too with Yu-Gi-Oh is that Yu-Gi-Oh is such a hard game to watch. Like that's the other reason why I don't really care too much for Yu-Gi-Oh. It's just reality. Okay, so how many do we have? So we have all these captains here. Everyone's a comrade and they're all controlling a ship. I'm trying to figure out why we don't have any why we're so over capacity on fuel by a comical amount. Like, did I lose a ship? I don't know what happened, but it seems like our ships are still the same. Just trying to figure out what happened, because we primarily have this one carrier, the Magmar, which is the one that mostly hauls around fuel. In fact, a lot of it. This thing hauls around 3,900 units of fuel, but apparently we're at... How did I get to this many? I don't know. But I can't carry that much fuel, so I may need to try to drop it off in the system here. In fact, Favonius, I'm going to see if I can set up a... what do you want to call it? A storage. We're going to buy a storage container here so I can just dump all the excess. In fact, I'm pretty sure we might have bought it somehow by accident, so we're just going to dump it in here, and we can just come back here later when we need the fuel. Something about... there is thereabout. Okay. You've been into our Yu-Gi-Oh game, which only ended when you made a mistake, sold the game. Generally, it can't last it. How does a Yu-Gi-Oh game last that long? Doesn't Yu-Gi-Oh normally end in about, like, 10 minutes, if not less? At least modern Yu-Gi-Oh is like that. Old Yu-Gi-Oh is super slow and methodical, which is much different. Okay, so... what do I have? I have a planet killer for some reason. An exoprocessor. Hello, Comrade Rocker. Merry Christmas to you. Merry Crimbus, or whatever you might be celebrating. How are you, Rocker? Oh, I have a lot of abyssal weapons that I managed to get to, including a humpback blaster, whatever that thing is. So we're gonna sort through all this stuff that I've been sitting on, because, good God, there's a lot. Okay, so I want to use... we already have that. We already have those. Hull alterations, which we don't want to use yet. We also have, like, mantle borers, which do other funny things. I actually have no idea. Like, it's been so long since we played Starsector. I think it's been, like, a month or two. We also have this ship here, known as the... this actually puts us over capacity. Yeah, so that's the other problem. So this is the ABS long-haul Morkoth class anchor drone battleship, which apparently this thing just carries a bunch of drones and has something called an abyssal charge, which allows it to just charge forward and basically ram into things. We also have this small ship that we don't have any information on, and that's kind of the other issue. So I'm trying to figure out, like, what we're gonna do. I think what I was trying to do is we were gonna go back to Gensokyo, kind of refit and maybe pick out different ships. I think, for example, I might want to put the Sunrider away, because I know the Sunrider is kind of like a gigantic beast of a ship, but we kind of rely on it to carry us all the time, and I'd like to try something else that's not just running around with the Sunrider and all of its hilariously overpowered weapons. And I also like to try to find a different capital ship for me, because I've been running around with the Metagross, which, if you don't remember, is this beautiful thing and all of its funny laser weapons. In fact, if you want to remember what this looks like, the thing that I've been piloting most of these runs, it looks a little something like this. So it's chunky. You and your opponent kept negating effects. Oh, okay. I see. So yeah, so this is the normal ship that I'm piloting, but I think we want to maybe bring some other weapons into the fold. It's a very chunky beast, and it runs through energy very, very quickly. So I want to try finding maybe something else for me to try out and see how that pans out. So let's put this thing, so let's go back to Gensokyo, and I wanted to also see if I could maybe buy something from these. I think what I was doing, I think I'm starting to remember. I think what I was here for also, wow, I have a lot of, wait. Oh, I have a lot of AI cores that are not the normal AI cores, so they're not the weeb anime cores. That's tragic. Let's go chat with you, and I'd like to access the trade hub. Okay, so I think what I ended up doing was I might have bought out all these complimentary refreshments, and I think that's why I'm overstocked on fuel, because this thing gives you, like, a lot. Yeah, 2,000 fuel, so I think I bought all of them out, and that's why I had way too much fuel. So I think what I was hoping to do was maybe buy one of these, but I cannot buy the Black Pearl. I can buy a smaller one, like the Epic Dragon, or any of these other ones, like the FedEx Deliverer, which is a cargo ship. We also have these other ones. We could buy weapons, although I think we already have the semi-brief, so we don't really need another semi-brief. Oh, it was a stalling game. Gotcha. Alright, well, I mean, as long as you had fun with it. I can't really stand Yu-Gi-Oh! Nowadays, but I think Ray still plays Yu-Gi-Oh! Or maybe she doesn't play Yu-Gi-Oh! Anymore, but she's a lot more familiar than I am with the game, because, I don't know, she played Master Duel for quite some time, and I know she tried getting me into it, and I played it, and it was fine. I just wasn't very good at it. Okay, so we can buy... Okay, so I can't really get any of these ones. I think what we should do, since we make a decent chunk of cash, let's see if we can order a ship. I would like to order... Let's see, what do I have? Custom production. I have 185,000... 175. Okay, so I can make... I don't think I need a Zaporia. I could make my own Priscilla battle cruiser, which contains a large amount of weapon slots. This thing would basically rip apart anything that we would fight, I think. And our fleet has a Racen, a Zaporia 3, and Sunrider. I would like to try to get another capital ship. I could try getting the Abyss, this thing ready, but I'm not sure if I want to. I think there's a lot of like weird effects. Like I'm reading this, it's like, okay, so this thing has Abyssal Charge, which is its special ability. It's also got Abyssal Adaptability. Okay, hold on, there's gotta be a better way to read this. Okay, hold on, what we got here. So this thing is apparently, if you put an AI core in it, it gets stronger. Abyssal Grid. Right, 10% lower flux cost, range increase, automated ship, damage weapon mounts, accelerated shields, a lot of other miscellaneous effects. God, this thing is crazy. Oh, you can even paint it. Ooh, I can paint this thing. Anyways, let's go back to Gensokyo, and then we're gonna go back into the void. So I think we have enough fuel. Pretty sure we got enough fuel to go over there, so we're gonna go back home. And all the while, I'm gonna just chat and yap about miscellaneous things, because I have some, I had a topic in mind, and I've already lost it, because apparently I have the attention span of a goldfish. Where's my own ships? I would like to see my own planets, I'm sorry. I think we called it Pewter City. Which should be... Here we go. So Pewter City exists. It's not a very big city, or system is the problem, and I think it might be a little struggling. Here we go. Yeah, in fact, this system still loses money. Cyrano's the only one that actually makes cash. This one, it really doesn't. And that's kind of a problem we're trying to deal with. Hello, Zoigo, how are you? But I think it's because it doesn't have enough population right now. Once it's got more population, maybe nearby systems to kind of... Also, we're giving crazy amounts of hazard pay. So, we give them hazard pay, and then we gave them tech mining. We could also give them, and we're mining out stuff. We have Megaport, Battle Station, heavy batteries. So I kind of put a lot of resources into weapons and defense. So we'll just, let's get over to Gensokyo and we'll see what happens from there. Let's just speed this up a little bit. Perfect. Been a while since we played this. Okay. So we're gonna do this. Okay, tired think you sprained a figure. Figure or finger? Because that's two very different things that you might have possibly sprained. Did you sprain a finger or a figure? Also, I think I forgot to check. What is the chance of us getting attacked? Because one of the things we're constantly dealing in this run is we're constantly under attack. Oh, you almost sprained your finger. Gotcha. Okay. Major events. Okay, so Colony Crisis is... We are probably going to get attacked by pirates, the Luddites, or Tritachyon. That's about what I would have expected. And then Exotech influence. We're still trying to find Exotech. I can't believe the tiredness is making you type in the wrong thing, too. Don't worry, I understand. It happens to the best of us. I'm drinking my water. Also, we're approaching Christmas. Have all of you done your Christmas shopping? Have you done your holiday shopping if you don't celebrate Christmas and celebrate a different holiday instead? It's about that time of year again where we are getting ready to spend comical amounts of money on gifts for other people so that they too in turn can spend comical amounts of money on gifts for us instead. So I have to figure out what I'm going to be buying in the very, very near future, because holy cow, things are expensive. I was like, some of these things, I was like, I shouldn't have to pay this much. Are we under attack? Oh, I am under attack. Oh, geez, I'm under attack. Oh, hello. The Special Task Group 27th Chittagupta is joining the enemy, so the Mysore Navy. I'm pretty sure I could win this. Actually, could I win this? I think it'd be too risky. I'd rather try to escape. Also, because I need to save. I haven't saved in a little bit, so let's save real quick. And then in case they engage again, then I might try the engagement. Because I'm a coward and I like to always restart over and over and over again. So we're just gonna keep on flying, because I am... If they manage to catch up to me, then I think they deserve the chance to fight and earn their keep. So yeah, it's I've been trying to figure out like what stuff to buy for people. And I don't know what to buy people nowadays. I feel like Christmas is always like one of those things where it's like I know it's coming up, but I always do my shopping at the very last minute. I also don't have Amazon Prime anymore, so I have to try buying all of my stuff like actually like ahead of time, or go to a physical store like a normal person. Isn't that crazy, actually having to go to retail establishments? Who does that in the year of our Lord 2025? You got gifted a Lego set by your mother's co-worker. Might go see on 27th. Ooh, that's nice. What kind of Lego set is it? Because there's so many Lego sets nowadays, but they all have such different vibes. Yeah, Ray bought my gift already. And then I already know that part, but I also have to buy gifts for, you know, parents and siblings and probably not really any friends. I think most of my friends don't usually buy gifts for each other for the most part. We just kind of like just good vibes and good times, as the kids like to say. Also, regarding the announcement that I had today for the Institute announcements, the reason why that came up was, I don't know if anyone saw this, but Chipotle announced that they're going to just sell meat cups, which is so funny to me. They're just like, yeah, so anyways, we're just gonna sell meat cups for like $3.83, which comes out to probably about $5 after tax. And all it is just like, here's protein in a cup. It's just the meat. It's just so funny that this is a thing that they're just making now. It's like, someone called it the slop cup, and I'm like, all right, that's kind of a appropriate name, I think, for this. Okay, let's see if we want to swap out our fleet. What do we have? So, I kind of maybe want to take out the Dragonite, which is the Comical Legion. We also have this one. We also have the really big Bishamontens, which are also really tempting to try out. And we have multiple flavors of these other ones. Nothing. I'll deck the set and just build it. Oh, okay. It's like shops. Oh, I love those. I do like small. I like Lego sets that are more. What do you want to call it? More normal and grounded in reality. Like, here's a house. Ray bought me the. What do you want to call it? The Himeji Castle set, and I have not yet finished it. It's been sitting there waiting for me to finish it for like the past like 2 months. I'm like halfway done, and I'm like, I should finish this at some point. Hello, Ronald. It's still the same save, yes. We're gonna go back into the void, but I kind of want to see if I want to try a different ship rather than constantly running around in the Metagross, which is, if you forget, our very, very comically large and overly stacked. What do you want to call it? What is this thing called? I'm sorry, was that say temporal assault? Every fighter gets a temporal assault system. They have one. The fighter experiences every short-term increase perceived time flow. Oh, interesting. Wait. I can give. Wait a second. Hold on. I can give every ship here, every fighter wing here, temporal powers. All right, sure. Temporal assault. Yes. Okay. So now, how do I install this? All right, I've installed the temporal assault, so now every single fighter here can, I guess, pass through time for some reason. Because at this point, who cares? Whatever, we have nonsense. Oh yeah, so I think the naming theme for this run was every ship was named after a Pokemon. So for example, this one is the Flygon. This one is the, except for like the special named ships like the Void Witch. which is like Sierra's ship, which I believe she's piloting something else already, so I probably... What is she piloting? I know Sierra's piloting something, I just can't remember which one it was. Void Saint. So for example, like the Void Saint here is Sierra's personal ship. And I probably will stow away her other ship for now, the Void Wretch, because I'd like to try something else. I think this one is primarily just like a random laser-based ship. Yeah, so I think I'm going to put this one away just so we can have other ships at least partake in our shenanigans. So let's do that. Let's put away the Void Wretch. And I do want to keep a few small ones. We'll put away the Void Witch as well, and we'll just keep the Void Saint. I think that's the latest one that we acquired. Why Sector and Time Vector your waifu when you can casually make your partner think fondly of having kids just to mess with them? Is this a... Are you implying you wish to breed some of the star waifus? Is that the implication that I'm understanding from your sentence? Or am I understanding this incorrectly? Okay, so let's see here. Also, yeah, we have a lot of support ships as well. I think I actually do need this many carriers, which is the other problem. Like, I actually need them. Okay. So let's put this one away. And let's put this one away. Okay, so we have about 50 points that we can grab. Let's see. So I either take the Bishamonten, which is the Musashi class. I think this is the final ship in that area. Has a master crafted ammo feed system, infused loading mechanism with high density Rubio plasma. The infused weapon allows it to fire faster, basically 50% flux reduction and 2.8 times rate of fire to all ballistic weapons for 2 seconds. Oh my gosh, that's horrifying. Breeding the waifus is an option. I thought all ships look phallic for some. Listen, my understanding is that there is actually a mod that allows you to do special interactions with certain characters in this game, if you for some reason really wanted to. I am also aware that that mod apparently caused a significant amount of issues when... Like, there's a whole bunch of drama when a sub-mod for that mod came out, and people were very unhappy, especially because it also did stuff to modded characters as well, and it was like, oh, interesting. I just remember, like, just reading about it, and I was like, this is some crazy stuff to, like, learn about. I kind of want to try this abomination of a ship, but I think this one's primarily used by... Oh gosh, I guess, you know, let's try taking a void ship into the fray. I think for this one, I'm either putting away the Sunrider or I'm putting away the other one. Do I put away the Sunrider or do I put away the Metagross? Because we can't really progress the Sunrider plotline primarily because we don't have the power to do so. I think I'll keep the Metagross, and we'll put the Sunrider away for now. Yeah. And then we're gonna... So we have 620 guts. So we have another... We'll take out the other Bishamonten, because basically I need to keep this around 700. Like, this thing can cap out at 700, my fleet capacity. If it goes above that, then it's a little much. I could take out Hatsune Miku. We could bring Hatsune Miku with us. That's an option. Hatsune Miku will... Oh gosh, I have so many capitals. I don't want this many capitals. I need smaller ships. Okay, so let's take the... Yeah, I don't think I want to take that many capitals. God, we have so many capital ships. Everything's a capital. What is this thing? A junker station? But the junker station just flies around like a... Oh yeah, this thing has no shields. Oh, it's basically a giant train. That's right. I remember this abomination of a ship. Oathsworn Battleship. The North Star. Also a capital. Just generic assault cruisers. Expedition salvage cruiser. Let's take along... Can I put someone in the Void Witch? Maybe we take the Void Witch with us, actually. That might not be bad. I do have a lot of fat ships. I'm trying to pick non-capitals to take along. Yeah, I don't think we take Hatsune Miku. I'm trying to figure out how do you read this again? Like, how do you tell how much DP each of these consume? I guess I could take that. We could take the Dragonite and the Void Witch, and we can take the Long Haul. I put away the other one, and then the Long Haul. That's so much. So many fat ships. Oh lordy. I don't know if I want to take this. This thing could probably just rip apart anything I throw at it, though, which is funny. So I can either take that, or I can take... let's see, how many capitals do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4 capitals right now. 5 capitals. Okay, so I don't think I need more capitals than that. But I think Starsector normally, like, it's everything revolves around capital ships, doesn't it? Let's grab... Okay, so my choices are basically, do I take the really funny the Legion 14, or do I take 2 smaller ships like the cruisers, like the Typhlosion, plus maybe 1 other? We could take Typhlosion and the Altaria, or we could swap in, we could just bring back the Void, one of the Void ships. Already did. This thing is 34, this one is 16. So both of those would basically eat up the same amount as the Dragonite. This one consumes 40, this one consumes 20, plus 28, so these two combined would eat up more than this. Could also take the Registeel, that would put us a little over. I mean, I guess technically the correct thing to do is we take the big funny ship. Though I am kind of tempted to try this. Screw it, let's take the Typhlosion and the Altaria. So I believe this one's a carrier. Okay. Here's our fleet for today's adventure. We'll see how this one pans out. If it goes very poorly, we'll just reorganize things. Let's move all of these support ships to the bottom of the list. Alright, so let's also rename all these because we gotta rename these. Okay, so first of all, I need to refit this thing. What is this thing going to be? Look at this. Oopsies. Let's repair everything first. Look at this absolute unit of a ship. Isn't it beautiful? It's not had any combat experience yet. It's called... We gotta give it a name. Give me a nice Pokemon name that would fit a ship that is titled the... A Morkoth Anchor Drone Battleship, because good god, this thing's probably an abomination. The damage weapon mounts is kind of annoying, but we'll deal with that in a bit. Also, I gotta figure this out. So it's got heavy armor built in. The Milotic? Sure. Milotic is fine. Milotic. Perfect. Look at this beautiful thing. And then, let's see here. Okay, so this thing... Okay, so this thing primarily wants anything. So we have hybrids, energy, so probably just dump energy weapons on this thing and it'd probably be okay. I have no consistency in my weapons available to me. Venomoth, heavy armor, I think we can get away by removing that. And then accelerated shields. Okay, hold on. Let's remove all the mods. Let's do this from scratch. Okay, so the real question is, why am I already consuming 57 out of 100? Oh, here we go. This is why, because it's all vented out. What do you think? What do you think? What do we kit this out with? What do we want? So there's a lot of small slots. There's a large fat. Oh my god, I could put a semi-breve on its butt. I don't know why I would want to do that, but it's an option. I'd have to rotate this so I could actually poop out a nuke. Do I want to do that? Do I have nothing else that can carry a semi-breve? Oh my god, I think it might actually... Okay, so technically this one can fire semi-breves as well, but this one, I do not want it to run semi-breves. Okay, so I could fling a semi-breve in the butt, which is 35. I probably don't actually want to do that. It's not nuclear power, it's more like a nuclear weapon. You might want to get that. You might want to get your words correct. What do we have for auto-fitting? An anchor. Okay, so this one just says use all the abyssal weapons that we have, including multiple Haddock blasters. Also, apparently I typed my logic incorrectly because I did it like the whole... I did the capitals of my logic. Let's see, something like this is probably fine, right? And then... I don't think I want heavy armor. Insulated engine assembly... What's its max speed? Max burn is 7, so I do need to add augmented drive field, and then we need to build that in... like that. Okay, so then I could go... Is buffering going crazy? Oh, shoot! I lost 933 frames. I am so sorry. I don't know what happened, but I just paid it. I just saw, and I'd lost a whole lot of frames. Yeah. Sometimes the internet cuts out. So, okay, so I found out why my internet was so bad the other day. Let me explain. So remember last week when I tried to stream on Thursday, and we were trying to play Minecraft, and the... like, I just couldn't get a good, consistent, stable connection, and I thought it was my... So, I think what it is it's not actually the... my internet that's connected to my house. I think it's actually my router setup. So, essentially we have 3 routers in the house, okay? And they're technically connected by a mesh network, but due to the way that it had to be set up, it's a little janky. So, there's the central router, which is hooked up, directly to the modem. And then there's another router that it was part of a paired set. And the second one is located 1 floor up and like maybe half the house away. But I had to hook that up with power line because we don't have Ethernet running out through the house. And that one therefore gets a much slower connection because power line isn't as fast as you think it is. It's actually kind of slow. But it functions fine for our purposes. And we have a third one which we keep in the basement near the gym stuff. And like workout machines, and what that one is that one is like some just very generic, same brand as the other ones, but it's not gonna be like a super crazy router. It's just mostly there so that the TV down there can connect to the internet. And so I think what was happening is my computer, I think, was connecting to one of the 2 auxiliary routers and not the primary router, because before I started stream, actually this whole week before I started stream every single time, I would go on speed test and I would test out my internet speed. And so what ended up happening is my internet speed sometimes would be like 20 Mbps down and like 3 up. And I'm like, I know that can't be normal. But then I just disconnect my Wi-Fi and reconnect the Wi-Fi in about 2 seconds. And then lo and behold, my internet speed is corrected again and I'm blazing at like 300 Mbps down and 200 up, which is the normal Wi-Fi speed that I'm expecting. So I think that's what was going on, and now that I know what's happening, I can ensure that we're never going to run into this issue again, because good god, that was so frustrating, and I never, ever, ever, ever want to deal with that nonsense ever again. So, that is the random side story that I wanted to talk about regarding the internet stuff. So now you all know how this works, and now you too can be more awares of how things work, and maybe you might want to double check your own internet speeds, and hopefully you're not going to run into the same issues that I was running into. Okay, let's test this thing out. I want to try this. Hello, good story. Love the tragic ending. How to reset my Wi-Fi all the time. Well, the main thing is that I'm not resetting the Wi-Fi on the router. I'm just resetting it on my PC, and that's like a flick of a switch and then flicking it back close. It's very easy. I just realized that the semi-brief... Okay, wait, that's actually not the butt. Oh, I don't know why, but I thought this was the butt. This is not the butt. This is the actual main direction of the ship. So if I put a semi-brief here, it actually would just be front-facing. Okay, that's funny. But how are you doing, Gummet? Are you having a good evening? We're testing out some ships before we go back into the void. Okay, so this thing has a haddock blaster. I don't know why they're like named after fish, because like it's a haddock and a sea bream and humpback, so it's all fish related. But I guess it's the abyssal depths, that makes sense. Shield comes out, our speed craters to about 50. Oh my. Oh, hello. Interesting, this thing doesn't actually... So it does a consistent amount of damage. This thing can probably delete shields, but like actually hitting the holes is probably a lot harder. Humpback. I mean, it's a sea creature. That's really what I'm getting at. Alright, the Typhlosion has been using a bunch of these wards, which are okay, but it should primarily... So, can I just auto-fit this? What if I auto-fit this thing? Okay, that's a lot better. Kieran burst cannons. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Let's just auto-fit this. It's fine. I don't want to think about it. And then reassign that. And then the Altaria is a carrier, so Ferox heavy bombers, Heckler interceptors. I don't think this thing needs advanced turret gyro, so I can get rid of that. Hello, DUG, what's going on? Only making national space not to make other stuff and then close the sign-in? What do you mean close the sign-in? Just like the technical right to favorite kind of that being the technically correct. Oh, you close the signups for your mod and now you actually have to go in and make 22 focus trees. Well, just have a generic focus tree. Like, remember, here's the thing. I think for Hoi 4 mods, just do what everyone else does and just release a little bit of time. Like, get your 4 main countries out of the way, upload it, see what people think, right? And then you can go back and add additional content. And that way people will be always invested as you keep adding more and more content. That's the correct way to do things, okay? Give them something to chew on. Alright, I think this is fine. I think this... Okay, this one needs a name. I need a name for this thing. So a load of the names that people gave earlier. Venomat? I think we'll give this a Venomat. What is it called? What was that Pokemon? Venomoth. Venomoth. Oh, because you have to do one for each variation. That's right. I forgot you need one for each ideology. That's funny. All right, this one's fine. Okay, so how many captains do I have? All right, we need to hire new captains. We gotta hire additional. Last day exams. Ooh, well, hello, Ronnie. Hopefully your exams go well. Do your best. Is it like a language exam or is it just like a work exam? Also, don't forget you can watch this stream on YouTube if for some reason Twitch is dying on you, which it shouldn't be, but I'm just saying it's an option because I know there's these amount of people who do like watching on the YouTube. I don't know what happens, but sometimes YouTube decides that it wants to push one of my VODs, and it decided to push the Hoi 4 VOD recently. And I was looking at it, and for whatever reason, like, my subscriber count on YouTube jumped up by, like, I don't know, almost 10 people over the course of the last 2 days because of the Hoi 4 VOD. I'm like, there's a decent amount of people who like Hoi 4 on YouTube, I think, and that's probably why. Well, my nation hopefully is a lot easier. I have a crest also, too. Oh, it's a language thing. Okay, well, hopefully it goes well. Okay, I forgot I have all these, like, weird cores. I don't know what to do with half of these things. I guess I just keep them in the inventory until I can figure out what to do. But, like, I have this Cosmos core and this Chronos core. What can I fit on this? Can this be piloted by... Oh, okay, so this... My logic can only be powered by one of these. Okay. So it has to be an AI. So there's a Seraph core, which is level 7. There's an Exo processor and a Chronos core and a Cosmo core. Okay, so... Open fire raised by 20%. In exchange, it has a ballistic energy weapon range. This one says... Range increased, can no longer be beyond a certain amount, and decreased by additional 20%, increased by time flow maneuverability. This one says gunnery implants and peep space processing. This one says energy weapon mastery, so I think we're gonna give it the Seraphim core. Has no effect on capital class hulls. Is this a capital? I think it's a capital, right? Oh, it is a capital. You still hope for have the DLC. Ah. Well, I hope that here. I'm not playing. I am not playing the. I'm never gonna play the modern day mods. I just don't enjoy them. Go now. Continue progress in your news group. Yeah, I'll take a look. I know you sent me the DM. Let's be what? Why is there fuel ship hot pink? Because this thing is made by the Syndrian Fuel Company, the Syndrian Fuel Dictat, or whatever you want to call it. It's Greywind's mod. And so it's there, and it exists, and it also carries a lot of fuel. Also, I think I can give it a paint job. Okay, I thought I could give it a paint job. Apparently I cannot. That's fine. Okay, so I think this one is fine. This one is probably fine. Maybe we should refit this thing because this thing's kind of an abomination. Okay, I think that was the refit. Okay, so that's fine. We'll leave it as is. This one, I have to give it one of these. Okay, so I think we're gonna give it the... I think we're gonna give it the Cosmos core. Because I already have the Archdemon core installed on a different ship. So that's fine, I think. Yeah, because this one... Probably don't need this one. This one is primarily energy... Or it's not energy specialist, but I can't really give it the Seraphim core because this one's designed for non-capital. Ideally, I give it the Archdemon core, but this one's probably already assigned to do something. Oh, wait, actually, can I change it? Oh, I can change their skills. Wait, hold on. You don't need missiles. You need energy weapon mastery. That's right, I can customize these things. Excellent. I didn't know that. Listen, what I've learned is that people are always going to be mad about anime anything if it's encroaching upon their non-anime spaces. So a while ago, a good long while ago, I actually streamed this game called, it's not Star Citizen, what is it called? Elite Dangerous. And when I was streaming that game, I was basically, I'm a VTuber playing it, right? And then I was playing on public lobbies because I'm like, well, I like the idea of being able to play in public and just, explore the galaxy with other people. And then people would just stream snipe me because I was an anime character on the internet. It happened all the time. It was kind of funny, if not a little tragic, because I guess they have nothing better to do rather than cause trouble. But it happened a lot. You'd be surprised at how often it happened. All right. Two choices. We either help Gensokyo free them. So if Gensokyo gets invaded by the... Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. I'm over the DP allowance by 1. So I need to go... I can't carry this many ships. Really? I'm over by 1? Oh my god, I am over by 1. You've got to be kidding me. Alright, I'm gonna put away the Geodude, and then I'm gonna give Havel control of the Venomoth. Is probably fun. What is Havel's specialty? Ballistics? I think this one's a ballistic ship anyway, so that's fine. Yeah, so that's fine. I need to find probably 2 more specialties. Also, I'm still gonna end up piloting the Metagross in the end because this thing was just too good to not use. Gankers leads solely target streamers. Okay, well, I guess that's fair too, but I could have sworn it was mostly because I was like, listen, I like to think maybe I'm just trying to have a victim complex, but I definitely remember being under attack all the time and it was very obnoxious. But, that's just how it was. We're just gonna scavenge this real quick. Just go in here, see what we got. I think we have enough. Oh, I forgot to grab supply. Oh my gosh, I always forget to grab that. How do I salvage this again? Nothing of value. Tragic. Wait, hello. There's a battleship here. What is a Lunara class battleship? Hello, what are you? The Knights of Lud ship is... Okay, this is Lunaria class Knightmaster battleship. I mean... His loving embrace greatly increases its range, ROF, and accuracy while temporarily standing on all their weapons. Oh, so you just focus all your energy into your major weapons. Interesting. And then it goes like that for free. Starsector isn't free, but if you go watch the Seth SceneTech video on this, there's a code in there that will give you this game for free. And then just give the developers money if you like it enough. I mean, it's like, what, 20-25 bucks? I think for the amount of value that I think people get out of this, I think that's a very, very reasonable cost. I believe this game will be going on Steam at some point too, like when it's fully ready to go, so just keep that in mind. I don't think I want this. I'm just gonna salvage it. Okay, that's fine. I forgot to grab it. Sorry, faction conquer Hakure. Okay, I'm not gonna conquer that. Use this code and bought stuff. Yeah, that's what I did because I enjoyed this enough that I was willing to buy it. You need to boot this up in models. The mod list I sent you is a very bland mod list because holy cow, there's a lot of crazy mods out there that I think would be... I've been wanting to try out, but I want to at least do a little bit more void exploration before we commit to doing a brand new run. Okay, so I guess the Luddites got demolished, which is great. I love it when the Luddites get slaughtered. Okay. Alright, look. I need to go back to home base real fast. Let's go back to home base. And then we'll continue. When you wait for 1 point. Listen, I've been waiting for a lot of things, okay? Zomboid P42 multiplayer just came out. I've been waiting for that, okay? And you know what? Patience paid off. Isn't that great? Having patience can pay off. Alright, let's store this real quick. Apparently I don't know how to do this. Okay, so... Okay, drop that in there. And then let's quickly grab all the supply. Whatever fuel we can find. Drop that off. That's fine. And then I'm gonna... Whoa! Okay, I'm gonna steal... Let's see. I think we're gonna steal about 4,000 units of fuel. And... we can afford that. That's fine. We can afford the penalty. We can afford this. Because we're going on a big journey, alright? Alright. Let's go down to... St. Jarna. Is it St. Jarna? We're gonna go back to Favonius real quick. That's gonna be our intermittent stop, and then we'll continue our journey. It's Flash Trek. I don't know what Flash Trek is. I mean, there used to be a lot of similar games to this back in the day. There's a lot of similar top-down, you know, do whatever you want type adventure games like this. I know one of the big popular ones is something like, what is it called? Like Orbital Mining Corporation, I think, is one. Because I remember Immortal was linking that a couple times. Full map cover on range. I know we have a lot of fuel, but it's because we have a lot of fuel-carrying ships. I wish I could carry a bigger fleet, but I guess the game, I'm being restricted myself. This is an old run, so this is episode 9 of this specific stream set. The original Elite made this whole game type. I wouldn't be surprised, because I know the original Elite was like, what, the 90s or something? So the whole space trader RPG concept is not a brand new one. I know there used to be a lot of like browser-based games that were like this as well back in the day, or through other internet-based means. Oh, I don't actually remember when Starsector was made. Let me Google this real quick. Now I'm kind of curious. Starsector. Starsector was created in 2013. Yeah, back in the day. Yeah, back in the day, because I like to pretend like I'm old. I am kind of old, but I didn't think I'm the oldest here. Actually, every time I mention my age, I'm always just like, everyone is like, it turns out people are older than me here. I'm like, I thought I was old, but it's like everyone's like just older than me. I know Ray's younger than me, but that's because I know that much, as she is wife, but that's, you know. I'm gonna slap, that's fair, I understand. You're gonna have to beat Ray to it though, because I think Ray always wants to slap me. The original Elite is from 84. Wow, that's older than me. That's right. I come from the mythical year of 1995. It's great. The original Elite was published on tape. See, I was in the era of video games when they were transitioning from floppies to CDs. It's kind of how I was raised on video games, kind of, and also cartridges. I lived that era between VHS and DVD. What a great time. It's kind of wonderful thinking about how much technology has transitioned from that era. Back then you had to go to a Blockbuster, and now I can just pirate a movie on my phone by just going to a random website hosted in Vietnam to watch my TV, anime, or movies. It's great. Who pays for media nowadays? Have a good night, son. Rest well. So I think it's at least kind of amusing. Because they can have had 128 stars on media that only had kilobytes of storage. Yeah, isn't like... I could have sworn Daggerheart or Daggerfall was kind of in the same way, because isn't the map in that game basically like 10 times larger than Skyrim or something? Because... But I'm not 100% sure how that works. Let me also just... I'm also like being distracted trying to talk about game. So I'm gonna need fuel. So I know I dropped a metric ton of fuel off in here, so we're just gonna grab that. Take that with us, and I know we're gonna need a lot of supplies, so we're gonna just buy some supply from them. The price is a little high, but that's fine. I'd rather just make sure we have enough to survive. Actually, what I can do is sell off... Okay, so I can sell these off. Oh, these are not worth that much. Why not own these? Okay. Okay, we're just gonna sell a bunch of these off that I don't need. We'll sell them their own blueprints for a comically large amount of money. That's fine. Okay, so now I have money. They can take this one too. Okay. Right, now we're ready, I think. Bethesda was on the forefront of that sort of thing. Yeah, back, you mean before Bethesda just ended up becoming a Skyrim factory? Bethesda just... Okay, I know it's a common joke, but holy cow, the only thing Bethesda has released in the past couple of years is just Skyrim. I guess there's also Starfield, but no one ever remembers Starfield. Starfield exists, but it doesn't... I don't think it's got the same... It definitely doesn't have the same, I think, cultural staying power that Skyrim has. You talk to anyone about Skyrim, and they'll be like, you know, they'll go like, Fusroda, or whatever they said. And then Starfield is like, what? It's just so funny to think about. I don't know, that's what I think. Wait, is this my colony? No. Did Elite just popularized it? What was before Elite then? I'm not really sure what was before Elite. Yeah, visible in Elite Dangerous, but not that important nowadays. Okay, welcome to the Void, my favorite. All right. So we need to get over there. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna stay in real space first. I forgot to. One of my ships is too slow, isn't it? Okay, so we're gonna go into real space real quick. And we'll just kind of hang out around here until we're directly north of... Okay, so now we're gonna transition over here now. So a bit of a slow burn, but we're gonna try. Okay, there we go. It's gonna take 4 days. There we go. Welcome to the Void. Remember this favorite? Remember our favorite spot here? The red, ominous demon hell void. Star Trader in 1974 comes up. It was distributed in media. It's also going to publish in magazines. You have to enter... Oh, really? I didn't actually know that. I might need to look into that. This game does not have any PvP. This game is fully single player right now. Just kind of switch to what's next, your toaster. I'm pretty sure if you have a smart fridge with a TV, with like an Android tablet screen, I'm fairly sure that thing is going to have access to something like... You could probably install Skyrim on it. Okay, you can install Skyrim on just about... It's kind of like the whole Doom thing. Like, this thing can run Doom. Now it's going to be, this thing can run Skyrim. Hello. A lot of small random ships are just attacking us randomly. Unfortunately, I have to actually partake in these fights, which is really obnoxious. So I'm going to just auto-do these fights, because I don't really want to partake in this fight myself, because I'm lazy. So we're just going to watch it from above and just press full assault and just go. We're going to watch it from the cool commander's side, like this. Who needs to see the real fight when you can just order people to do things? Oh man, ASCII games are so cool back in the day. Oh, now, I don't know. I feel like back then I could interpret an ASCII game pretty well, but now if you ask me to play something like Dwarf Fortress, I'm like, I don't want to play this. I'd rather have it play a game with like I can actually read with graphics. Maybe I'm just like, maybe I'm just too used to modern games where everything is nice and pretty and easy to... I know I know, talk about Dwarf Fortress, there used to be a game that I bought a long time ago. I know Dwarf Fortress has proper graphics now, but there was a game that I bought on Steam a long time ago, and it was literally like an isometric version of Dwarf Fortress. It was actually a pretty cool concept. That game basically died within like a year, and then the developers just never did anything with it ever again. I don't think it was feature complete either, but I remember it because it's still on my Steam library, and also every time you go on the store page for it, which still exists, people are just like leaving hilariously negative reviews about like abandonment. I can't remember what it was called. It wasn't called, it's obviously not Dwarf Fortress, but it was something else. Yeah, play Open XCOM. Ray would kill me if I played Open XCOM on stream. That's the only reason we don't play Open XCOM. I don't think I'm gonna salvage any of this. Let's just rip and tear. More weapons, yay. Alright. Keep going. a drone ship. Ooh. Your crew navigates the corridors. We find a blight missile blueprint. I don't know what a blight missile is, but that sounds pretty crazy. Go here too. Okay, so we're gonna grab this. By the way, we cannot actually touch these things. They're just light sources. Keep that in mind. So we're gonna keep exploring as long as we have enough supply, and as long as we have enough fuel to get out of here. Oh, I can level up. Oh my gosh, look at me. I'm level 28. I can pick more skills. Which one makes it so that repairs cost less? Which one makes repairs cheaper? Okay, none of these. I think we take this one, which gives us additional top speed and reduced fighter losses. I think that's correct. Minus hull damage taken is also not that bad either. Yeah, I think that's correct. We'll do fighter uplink. Is this Nomoria? Oh, it might be actually. Let me look up the game. Yeah, it is Nomoria. Yeah, that's the one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember like this game was just like abandoned at some point. Oh, I guess people still had positive reviews of it at the time, but you know. Oh, someone actually make a video about it? Interesting. This broken BS logging the game like the BS spawn darkness means. Oh, for Dwarf Fortress? Or for the for Nomoria? Oh, so it is a Nomoria problem. Okay. Play open XCOM and has UI. Yeah. I remember I bought Star Trucker and I streamed it. I think I streamed the demo and I was like, this is kind of cool, but I don't really actually want to play this game that much. And so we didn't end up playing it much more. We gotta keep running into these things. Okay. Alright, just go kill this one. I don't want to commit everything for this because it's gonna rip through all my supplies. So we're just gonna commit maybe one big ship and a couple smaller ships to keep it cheap for us. And again, for this such small conflict, I have no intention of manually controlling it, but we will. Let's go watch it from the viewpoint of the let's do it from the viewpoint of the songless. We'll watch from this POV. Alright, there we go. Oops. Okay, so we're gonna speed this up, and then we're just gonna go here. So this is at 2x speed. Yeah, it's a little bit of a shame that Nomoria just ultimately kind of just died out, but I think people would just rather have played Dwarf Fortress. Because the thing is, Dwarf Fortress, I think, as long as you can visualize your Dwarf Fortress in your head, despite the fact that you can only see the game through 2D slices, you know, because you're only able to see the game visually on a 2D plane compared to like a 3D isometric view, which is probably a little, you know, more graphically easier to understand, but visually, but you know, it's also harder to design. Oh, these are kind of cool. Although I don't want any of them. Ooh, another Chronos core. We have a lot of these. All right, another fleet's coming after us because apparently every single fleet wants to kill us. Hello. All right, another fight. Let's keep going. Again, we'll just keep sending in anything that's not super weak, and that's why we have multiple ships ready to take place of other ships. Alright, just full assault. Everyone. And then we'll just let this run like this. Kind of want to try Dwarf Fortress. I recommend it. I played it on stream, like, when it came out. It's fine. It's very crazy. And you could do a lot. Like, it's very free-formy. If you're looking for another game, I do also recommend Songs of Six if you like that city builder type vibe. You can make another BBG again. WebTech has come a long way. You could use WebGL and make it 3D if you were insane. You could if you really wanted to, but the question is, do you want to add another project on top of your other pile of projects that you keep subjecting yourself to? That's the real question. That's a lot of projects to want to undertake for the sake of... And you're not even doing it for money, you're just doing it for the love of the game. It's all about the love of the game. Our ships are doing a pretty good job. Let's go watch the Frostlass over here. There we go. In the void. From 27 wrote it from scratch. Well, you know what? It sounds like it's your time to shine and do it all over again. And just show everyone the joy of BBGs. which I am trying to remember what that acronym stands for. Because what does that acronym stand for again? So you can finally use for a degree. Browser based. I don't know why that. I don't know why I couldn't come with that. I know I used it earlier, but I was like, I don't know why I suddenly like forgot. Like, oh, it's browser based games. That's right. Okay. I used to play it. Actually, I remember I used to play a lot. Oh my gosh, I still miss I kind of miss the era of when I used to play a lot of browser based games, because that was back when I didn't have a proper gaming computer, so everything had to be through browsers. And so it was things like Tribal Wars, O-Game, what was that Roman Greek one, Icarium Online or something. Oh, what a game. And they were terrible. All right, let's go get the Magikarp back, and I'm not gonna want any of these. Just recover our primary ship, and we'll keep grabbing supplies. All right, there's another fleet that's probably gonna attack us in the near future, but I also need to salvage, or we can get our hands on. Every bit of supply keeps us running a little bit longer. Ooh, there's another Abyssal Drone ship, and there's a bunch of other stuff here too, but we'll just kind of farm this up. Salvage this. Ooh. More weapons. All right, I like that. Another fleet. All right. Let's go again. Let's send in the Mischievous, the Tepig, the Meowth, Chandelure, Pilava, and we'll send the Venomoth in. So that's what, one capital and a bunch of small ships? We'll send in the Rotom as well to just add a little bit of, if we can throw in the Aeron, that one's fine. Alright, full assault. Again, we're trying to use them as minimum as possible. Yeah, you like our Pokemon naming scheme? It's great. You want to revive a game that's all PHP? What was the game? Look, I'm telling you, you know what we need to revive? We need to revive internet forums. That's the real thing. Let's revive internet forums and have play-by-post games. That like TRPGs. Oh my goodness. I used to be... Me and some friends, we joined along... Oh! They want to revive Die Tonight? Oh my god. Me and my buddies played that in high school all the time. We had a computer class every single day. We would log into Die Tonight, and we would just we would be like, oh, are we all in the same town? Oh no, I died. Oh, you survived? Oh, let's go. And then we just, oh, it was so fun to play Die Tonight. Die Tonight was, I think, one of my favorite peak games. I'm really sad that they didn't end up, continuing it. Oh, jeez, all of our ships are dying. Let me throw some ships in here. Okay, I'm gonna throw in one of the capitals, because I think if we're losing, it's time to throw in the big guns. Alright, full assault on, and we're just gonna watch from the POV of our favorite capital. But yeah, I used to play Die Tonight all the time. So if you don't know what Die Tonight is, let me explain this game real quick for people who are not familiar. Die Tonight was a browser-based game that is a colony survival game where every person was a member of this colony. Every day you had, like, a certain amount of action points, okay? And the game progressed one day per day, right? So every day there would be a horde, the midnight attack, and it would essentially take, and then you would and then you had to be in the city, and the gates had to be closed, or else you'd all died. But every day the amount of zombies gets larger and larger, but you had to send people out to explore to get resources, and then eventually you have to maybe sacrifice people. Someone's gonna try to bait go explore. It was crazy. I loved it so much. Like, me and my friends, we would read all the guides and try to figure out, like, what's the best way to survive. Like, for example, survival mechanics, like, there was a very limited amount of water available, right? So you needed to drink like every other day, or else you would go into dehydration and you might die. So things like that were like a major consideration of, like, how much water can you spare? Were you gonna steal from other people? Because you could steal items from other people. Stuff like that. It was crazy. I loved Die Tonight. It was probably like one of my favorite games. It's really funny because they ended up... So the game was developed by Motion Twin. If you don't know, they actually ended up switching... They ended up developing Dead Cells. That's ended up becoming like the thing that they made, because they decided we're gonna go into real video games now, and so that's what ended up happening. I still think very highly of that game, but I'm glad to see that it's alive as My Hordes. Maybe I'll need to look into maybe giving it a shot, because, like, it was very much a social game as well. Makara drone ship. Doubles its time flow. And also has... Okay, maybe we don't... no, I'll just salvage it. I don't think I really care. Okay. Let's go down south. Like, I don't want to go where the abyssal beacons are. Alright, we'll see if we can avoid fights for a while, because I'd rather avoid being in any fight for a little bit. But yeah, it was one of my favorite games of all time. Like, I think out of all the web browser-based games I played, that is the one where I've definitely committed a lot of time and, like, research into as I played it. It wasn't the best, no, and also, yeah, it had definitely some pay-to-win elements, because, you had, like, these specialty classes that you could only acquire. Why can I not move over here? Extract the erased data. We have found a new map. Okay, cool. Alright, we have more vision. Let's keep going down there. Time to play Road 56 Japan and lose the war in land China. Ah, you can be just like me. Let me know if you managed to succeed where I could not. Because again, that was a little nutty. What is this? Salvage this thing again. We can't stay much longer because the amount of supply we have is actually dropping fairly rapidly due to all the repairs that we have to keep dealing with. Ah! This one is attacking us again! Alright. Alright, let's go kill them. Alright, who are we sending in? Maybe I think each of these we do need to send at least one carrier. Send one carrier and a bunch of small ships, and it's probably enough to deal with most threats. Alright. You forgot it was Dragon's Nest? I don't remember. I don't think I played Dragon's Nest. I can list you all the web games that I played, and they basically were O-Game, Die Tonight, Tribal Wars, Icarium, and I think those were like the main ones I played. I know, and obviously a lot of Flash games, like on Newgrounds and Armor games, and there was also all the, what do you want to call them? Like Adventure Quest, which I think is still around? I could have sworn they tried making Adventure Quest like a proper Steam game at some point, because it was like a huge deal when I think they announced it. It's like Adventure Quest now on Steam, so you can play it and relive your childhood or something along those lines. Didn't care for the PvP aspect of those anymore. Honestly, I don't blame you. I think most people just don't care for PvP. At least older gamers don't want PvP. They want a nice... You know what you could do? You know what you could do? You could make a different version of the genre and turn it into a cozy farming simulator in space. The cozy trading simulator. All you gotta do is have the right vibes and aesthetics and have the right type of music. Just have cozy, like, lo-fi hip-hop playing in the background of every single encounter. That's what you gotta do. Alright, so we did lose the Frost Last, that's fine. I don't think I want any of these, so I'll just recover my primary ship here. Alright. Another victory. Let's also grab the remaining supply that we grabbed. We are running out of supply. I do want to go back down there, so we're going to slowly head over. Alright. You did actually focus on exploration and mining. Didn't you also... But I know you have a lot of other things that you wanted to do, too. At some point, I remember you mentioning you wanted to make an XCOM-like game, but it didn't have, like, maids or something along those lines. Some kind of, like... tactical RPG. Oh my gosh, there's so many things we have to keep fighting. Make them stop. Make them go away. Alright, you know what? Send in the 2 capitals and whatever small ships I can afford to throw at this fight. Alright, that should be fine. Buying in coordinates for a location, explore and map out the areas for research and mining and exploring map sectors. Okay, so basically all the mining bits of Elite Dangerous without the crazy cutthroat PvP thing that everyone seems to like freak out over in Elite. I didn't like Elite Dangerous anymore because of that. Oh my gosh, Elite Dangerous was like a second job and I didn't want to keep playing it. You do all 3 of those, but you can also focus on one. Okay. See, that's a good thing. At least you're giving the player choice which elements of the game they wish to engage in. I think that's a good way to do things. Also, I'm moving my microphone around a little bit. Give me 1 second. I'm hoping that I can maybe adjust how my microphone is set up soon, but my microphone's kind of janky the way I have it set up because it's vertical upside down, so it kind of gets in the way of the face tracking. So if I ever sound a little weird, let me know and I will make adjustments as necessary, because I can definitely see that this maybe was not correct. Perfect. Let's try this. As a minor, you can just play biomass. Okay, Elite do have fire learning. I think the thing with Elite is that they want you to play in the persistent open world server, but at the same time, if you do that, you're just at risk to just dying to anything, right? And that's kind of like the unfortunate part of that, like players especially, because I think the thing is that online people are like, oh, I can be a dick to other people and it's just part of the game, bro. But it's like, I think it's also like a social test, so it's like you don't have to be a dick, you simply choose to be a dick, you know what I mean? Kind of like the shopping cart test, where you can test a person's savagery or a person's ability to exist in society based on whether or not they're willing to return the shopping cart like a normal person would. I think that's like an example of that, like, except in the form of Elite Dangerous. Like, you don't have to kill other people, they just choose to, you know? Really access new ships for cash. Yeah, it's that too. Oh my gosh, Star Citizen though. Can you imagine? Star Citizen, I think it's like got it really bad. Oh my gosh, every time I hear stories about Star Citizen, it's just like, so Star Citizen raised another, you know, $800,000 because they're releasing a ship that cost $20,000, and for some reason, you know, 16 people bought it for some unholy reason, and now, or 40,000 people bought it, I don't know, and or 40 people bought it, and now it's just crazy. Star Citizen is just like, the fact that the game keeps, I have friends who put money into it. I know you can play it, I know it's a playable game kind of, and you can there's like a multiplayer component already that's touchable, but I'm like, I don't think I want to play a game where, one, I'm not going to start on the same footing as everyone else because I didn't spend as much money as they did, because they were willing to spend, you know, 10 times as, you know, 100 times as much money as I was willing to put in. Like, I put in $100 and they put in like $10,000, and they're immediately like in a much better position. Like, it's just so pay to winny, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. Or worse games like Eve. I think Eve is kind of interesting because Eve is more of like I like to call Eve like a spreadsheet simulator, but I also haven't really played Eve to an extreme extent, like a dedicated extent, like a lot of other players have. I think there was a time in my life where I was really trying to decide, like, I was in that point in my life, like, which MMO is going to be my personality trait for the next like 10 years. And I think it's basically like, am I willing to pay for a 14 subscription or an Eve subscription or a RuneScape subscription? And ultimately I settled on Final Fantasy 14 because it was Final Fantasy, and it was at the time where I was really into JRPGs, like unholy amount of JRPG love, and that's what ended up happening. Hello Skylet, how are you doing? Kashisei Hakawa. For real, true. So that's kind of like my thoughts on that at the very least. So I ended up getting into 14 instead of Eve, but I do sometimes read up on Eve news, because the thing about Eve, as much as I don't play it, it's crazy to it's like, it is very much a interesting case study on, I guess, human social interactions in a video game, especially like economics too. Like, I think economics are a very, I think at some point I wanted to get into get an economics degree, and I was like, if I do this, I'm gonna make my, you know, master's thesis on, you know, video game economics, like economic systems in video games, and how, like, there's a lot of like, if you ever look at video game economies, there's a lot of very interesting concepts that you may not pay attention to, like money sinks, and like obviously monetization, and like trying to control and like inflation is like another thing too. Like, some video games might actually run into inflationary issues because of how much they're throwing the game currency at you. Also, how are you, Graven? Yeah, we're doing Starsector. You're doing fine. You're waiting for what did that say? For a wife to wake up while watching the stream. Oh, okay. Hopefully your wife is having a nice sleep. Grab all this real quick. Why did I hear a funny sound? What was that? Wait, what just happened? Oh, Cyrano's being invaded by the MVS. I have 53 days. I guess I should probably get over there soonish. Oh, I have to go back and protect Protect Cyrano. Oh. The whole lost material preview from this vaccine was just not appealing. It's not. I don't find it appealing either. These stories are great. Yeah, Eve stories are really great to like read and listen to. Like that's kind of the reason why I enjoy that type of stuff too. I wanted to explore the void more, but I'm being told like, oh, your planet's under attack, so I have to go back and actually deal with it because I don't have a standing defense fleet because I never got around to making it because I got lazy. Well, we can explore a little bit longer, but once I hit like 2,000 supply, I think we're just out of here. Hello. Oh, that's a pretty chunky fleet. How far did I make it? A lot of decaying photospheres. Alright. Maybe we just have to deal with this fight. Alright. Let's just send in the main ships for this. I do kind of like being able to just throw ships at this because that means I can talk, and I've always wondered, how much do people care about like when the streams just kind of turn into just like glorified just chatting segment? Because I feel like a lot of times, like especially when I'm doing something like this, or like Rimworld, it turns into that. Which I'm not gonna lie, I do enjoy. I kind of like having the game in the background while I do this. What's this mod? There's a lot of them. There are a large amount of mods in this run. Where's my arc ship? I don't have an arc ship. It's always just a just chatting. It is just always a just chatting stream. It's just streaming. Listen, I'm not used to it. I'm not used to it. Even though I've been doing it for so long, sometimes I think it's still weird that people are willing to listen to me ramble for God knows how long on a regular basis. It's crazy. Okay. You have to remember, it's not something I'm used to, even though I've been doing this for like 5 years. It could be worse. Everything could always be worse. I could be I could be one of those obnoxious streamers that decides to put a camera on everyone's faces. I need to throw more ships at this. I didn't realize how big the enemy fleet was. I am actually going to partake in this fight because I just realized that's a lot of enemies. So let's actually get in there. Some crazier than others. Oh, trust me, I've seen some of the crazies before. Some of the streamers out there are special. I think it's really dumb because there's a lot of streamers who don't understand like VTubing stuff very well. So you know how there's that whole thing that happened about like in the VTuber sphere. Why is my shields going up? About what was it? About like Iron Mouse and whatnot, and some idiot RL streamer was just like, we gotta get, you know, Iron Mouse and this person that she was arguing with in a room together and, you know, shake hands. And it's just like, I don't think this person realizes anything about VTubers and why they generally try not to be in real life, you know what I mean? Which I think is just so funny. We left the streamer just confused. There are some streamers like that, which is kind of funny, but I think most normal streamers realize that half the fun is the interactability of the stream, like being able to talk to a funny content creator and getting their opinion, or you know, them reading your message, right? I definitely would be one of those people that would just turn off a stream if the streamer just never interacted with the audience, because I think that's half the fun, right? Like, yeah, watching them the game and like learning from them, but if they're just not gonna say anything, I've seen streamers like that, and it's just like, but why? Yeah, let's put the immunocompromised person in the room with the other person. Exactly, it doesn't make any sense. At least try to go in Hell's and clear that desert railroad and clear base in war with the Thargoids trying to avoid hostility. Wait, yeah, because isn't the whole thing about like Elite Dangerous, like when people can come up with their own plot line? Well, it was a player-driven plot line, but I guess they had all this cool content they wanted to share, so they're gonna railroad you into this ridiculous thing that they want you to be on. Only in streaming can you yell at content to stop shorting babies? I don't know what you mean by shorting babies, but I think when I play Rimworld, we usually do something involving babies usually ends up happening. There we go. Let's keep doing this. Just started playing for hours. We're setting. What game are you talking about? Hold on, let me read your. I'm trying to read chat real quick because I might have said something. But yeah, I strongly I understand why you don't play Elite Dangerous. I actually didn't like. I stopped playing Elite Dangerous because I just got bored. I just didn't find it fun anymore. And I was just like, I realized that playing, I understand that it's a long form game, but like a lot of the end game content would have just taken me an eternity to get to, and I was like, I think I would rather just play League of Legends, honestly. Like, I think that's a good metric for determining if a game is worth it. Would you rather play League of Legends or this game? And that's kind of like, I think that's how you should determine whether a game is worth your time. is this better than League of Legends? And there's a lot of things that are better than League of Legends and Dota. I used to play Dota too. I don't play Dota anymore because, God, that game is sweatier than you could ever imagine. If you think League is sweat, League is easy. League is like training wheels. Dota is, it's sweat. Like, I felt like I couldn't have fun playing a normal random match of Dota without feeling like if I screw up even the slightest bit, I'm going to get flamed. And I'm just like, I don't want to do this anymore. Hi, Garm, how are you? Literally anything? I mean, you could, listen, you could be playing something like, what's a really bad game out there? You could be playing, I don't know, I can't remember anymore. Oh shoot, we gotta salvage this. Anyways, how are you doing, Garm? The horses. Oh yeah, are you having fun with your horses and workers' resources? Hope you're having fun with that, because it seems interesting at the very least, even though I'm not playing it myself. I know you've messaged me about it, but I just have not had really a time to play workers' resources. Like, my current city builder fix is I just play... we gotta get out of here. We gotta go back and protect our planet before we get demolished by the MSV. Yandere Simulator is so funny. That game is never coming out. Someone, like, I think a couple people made, like, their own quote-unquote asset flip versions just to kind of show, like, to tell people, like, hey, this guy is stealing your money because you can make this game yourself in about 2 weeks, because the guy's been doing it for, like, what, 5-6 years? And he's just grifting and just taking your money and not actually doing any game development because he knows the gravy train just keeps on flowing, when if he just was willing to make an actual game, he could probably still keep the gravy train flowing and his reputation wouldn't be in the gutter. Instead, now he's just a giant meme when you have images of, like, his real life photos, you know, plastered around the internet, and the whole cum chalice thing, you know what I mean? So it's like, why? Why, brother? Ugh. Yeah, I thought I was a pretty bad programmer, honestly, too. Only encounter when people return to siege government, but everyone plays. It's just funny seeing most fans better situations than most of them. Again, people just seething, malding, and matting whenever a VTuber does better than them. Like the whole XQC, basically, you know, getting mad and trying to change the rules of a tournament so that Doki Bird had to quit or couldn't participate anymore, and Twitch acquiesced to his demands because XQC makes a lot of money for Twitch. Things like that are just really dumb and really, you know, just unfortunate to see, right? Why do I have a nav error? I'm trying to get back to Gensokyo, please. Thank you. Go. All right. The invasion forces arrived in the system, so we're probably going to get there, and the invasion's in the middle, so we'll see if we can handle that. We are repaired, so we should be fine. But yeah, I'm always surprised whenever I see things about, like, Yandere Simulator. Like, this, the fact that this thing even still exists is so funny to me. Oh, we can take the storm. We'll take the highway. Doink. I think there's a highway up there that we can take. Perfect. Actually happened because a VTuber got mad that you asked who XQC was, which I didn't know who's, because you watch VTubers only. Yeah, so that's the thing. XQC is... he's a character, is all I'm gonna say. I don't remember what he was, but he was like a tournament... like, he was like a pro gamer at some point, and then, like a lot of other pro gamers, he's pivoted to, like, reaction content, and that's basically his entire content platform. Like, you will see people joke about it, where he's just like, chat, isn't this crazy? Chat, isn't this wild? Whoa, chat, I can't believe this, chat. And I'm like, I'm not gonna lie. If I see someone talking like that, I'm just turning away. Like, if your entire, like, if everything you say, oh shoot. Oh, we lost Cyrano? Oh my gosh, I have to go over there and take it back. Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. I lost my planet. Really? Alright, I guess I'm gonna exterminate the entire MSV now. Lack of personal hygiene, Jesus Christ, that's disgusting to think about. Oh my god, alright, I'm taking back my planet. I'll invest in fuel once I can. Wait, I had all my stuff on there. Wait, did I lose all my stuff? Hello? Oh my god, if I lost all of my ships like the Sunrider, I'm gonna be so frustrated. I'm gonna destroy this Grand Invasion fleet right now. We're just gonna delete it. And then I'm gonna go destroy everything that the MVS owns. I'm gonna make them regret attacking me. I'm going to burn all of them. Their homes, their farms, their villages, their wives, their children, their homes, their... We're gonna send them back to the Stone Age. Right. I will participate in this fight myself. How dare they? How dare they do this to me? Right. Just full assault. XTC's one of the rich. He is very rich, yes. I mean, we all know that he's rich because he makes a lot of money from streaming, and he's also like on Kick and Twitch. So, you know, I get why. Oh, I have to be big face? Okay, hold on, I have to do this real quick. Hey, it's me. I think I'm big on the vertical. I don't know if anyone watches the vertical stream, but I do keep the vertical stream on my phone just to kind of make sure it's operating correctly. All right, let's commit crimes. How do I do this again? Okay, so shift rotates, got it. Okay, so then control, got it, and then... Okay, perfect. So yeah. Oh yeah, if you're watching on mobile, Twitch now offers a vertical stream option, and I've been using that for the past, like, week now, because it's like a limited option for people. I was like, alright, I'll give it a shot. So if you're watching on mobile, yeah, you can actually see the stream in essentially 1920, or 1080 by 1920. It's an option. Okay, we gotta knock these guys out. Did you lose the star? You didn't get the star? Someone else get it? Okay, welcome to the big fight. Welcome to the big boy league. We still move super slowly, but that's just the unfortunate reality. God, we're so slow. On the other hand, it shouldn't be that hard to do. I just hope that we can get the Sunrider back. If I don't get the Sunrider back, I'm actually going to be really annoyed. At that point, I might just start a new run, because like the Sunrider was kind of an important story beat that I wanted to keep following down the path of, but... My god, this thing moves so slow, and there's no way to make this thing any faster. I think I actually do have a console command mod. We just can't access it right now. I literally can't get into the combat. What happened to my... Wait, oh, there we go. No, that's the whole point, because I mentioned the other day, but there's a large quantity of people who watch content through vertical formats now because of websites like TikTok and YouTube Shorts. Like, it's a very... I know, like, a lot of us here aren't the ones that are going to be consuming vertical-based content, but the unfortunate reality is that there is a lot of people who do choose to consume content in a vertical format. So, at the very least, it's an option that caters to them. Yeah, most people watch on phones. Like, if anything, we're the weird ones for to watch on... we're the weird ones who prefer to watch on a PC or a... You know, things like that. So, at the very least, it's just an option. You can always switch back and forth. Like, the nice thing about the Twitch one is you can switch between vertical and horizontal depending on which one you're looking for. So right now I have it set to, well, both. I think Twitch tries to default to vertical if you're on... Oh shoot, I got a hard vent. Oh, I hard vented when we're being attacked. Great. Enemy fleet's defeated, huh? I don't see them being defeated. It seems like they're still trying to attack me. You know what? Fling the breves. Oh, they managed to shoot them all down. Interesting. Alright, well, let's just blast them out of existence. They're not, none of these get to live. Doesn't make sense. Well, like I said, I understand why people do it. I don't watch vertical content very much, but occasionally I will, if it's like on YouTube or something. Pursue them, order second command to hunt it down, send all these in. Okay, recover our primary ships. I will take their elite fleet carrier. I will recover that. Thank you very much. Grab all that back, and then I'm going to take my planet back. Hello. Consider invade. Proceed with the invasion. Yes. I have 800 Marines for this very reason. Auto move everything. Auto return and auto deploy units. My god. Wait. Why is it not under my own faction? Okay, hold on. Well, let's just let this run for a little bit. This is ridiculous. I am commissioned with the League. I thought I could still claim it for myself. You know what? What's the stupid command? Hold on. Okay. Apparently I have no supply either. I'm pretty sure I have a console command mod. Let me double check. I have, let me open up TriOS. I'm pretty sure I have a console command mod set up. I do. Okay. I don't remember how to use this. Here we go, open forum page. Here we go. Let's go to FractalSoft's website. Let's go to the forums, double check how this works. Okay. Control backspace to open commands. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna let this run, and then I'm just gonna, worst comes to worst, I'm just gonna reload one of the earlier saves before this happened. Which is the 149 minutes. So we'll lose like 50 minutes of progress if I have to. Okay, I got it back. Thank God. All right. Oh, thank God it's still there. Oh my God, it's still there. Thank God. Oh, I was gonna lose it if I lost everything. All right. All right, we're safe. We still have everything. They didn't strip it all. It's still all here with all of its stuff. Thank God, I was gonna lose it. Let's repair everything. Okay. So unfortunately I did lose basically all my supplies. Let's get my fuel. And then we gotta find a way to figure out what to do. Yeah, we got the Sunrider back. I'm gonna leave it here again because I don't want to use the Sunrider yet. It's not really necessary for our adventure. Anyways, yeah. So what was I talking about before I got really tilted by this? Yeah, so anyways, vertical content. Yeah. Isn't it great? The era that we live in where everything changes. I hate YouTube Shorts. I used to watch YouTube Shorts, and sometimes I still do, but I mentioned it the other day. But literally the only thing I like watching on there is food, infrastructure videos, or Japanese home tours. There is this channel. I'm gonna pull it up real quick because it's kind of, I think it's interesting. Let me mute the game in the background real quick. There is this YouTube channel that I watch, and let me see if I can find them real quick. Have a good night, Shadow Jump. Thank you for swinging by. I think it's called Fang Tokyo, and all they do is basically give tours of these Japanese homes and apartments that are for sale. And it's always interesting, like, seeing what, like, Japan has very interesting designs, because I think they're just trying to cram as much space as that they can into a small form factor, especially in areas where there's not that much available room. So for example, you'll end up with a house like this one, right? Like, this is super thin building, right?
We're investigating a newly built apartment where all units are corner
and it's just tiny. And granted, I guess if you're walking around all the time, like, and living outside the house for the most part, and you're only here to sleep, I guess it's fine. But I'm always entertained by, like, the sheer amount of, like, tiny corners. Like, look at that corner. Like, what are you gonna fit in there? A plant? See what I mean? And then they sure love putting lofts everywhere. It's always a loft with these places because they don't want to put an actual proper bedroom, because a proper bedroom would eat up space. Or you could have a tiny bedroom like this one. Anyways, I love watching these videos because they're, like, weirdly addicting to kind of behold. But yeah, look at this. Another loft. Or a loft. And basically almost every single one of these are kind of fit in the similar idea. And it's at least entertaining to me. Because, you know, I don't know. I find it fun. Just a little side tangent with that type of deal. Also, my mouse is double-clicking. I need to get a new mouse. My mouse has been double-clicking like crazy. I found out that there are people who sell my mouse on eBay as, what do you want to call them? Hold on. Let's see. Is there any spare hires? There's none. Okay. that sell my house, my mouse is like lightly used ones, and I'm very much considering going online and just ordering one at this point because I could order new switches, and I know it's like an option for me, but I just don't want to. I just don't want to. I'd rather just I'd much rather just buy another one and just have it back up because oh jeez, whoa, look at all this treasure. I don't know what happened. There must have been a big fat fight here. Look at that. Something's fighting Gensokyo, and they are not winning. Okay. We are just gonna salvage everything. Oh, there's so much to salvage. What is going on here? Who are they fighting? Oh, it's the Luddites. Okay. Oh. I guess we should defend Hakure. Should I attack the Luddites? Should we just commit crimes against these hippies who refuse to embrace modern technology like normal people? Oh, there's even a Hotaru here. Let's just salvage it. I guess we should probably help defend, because especially if their station's under attack. I don't think there's a planetary invasion, right? There's no planetary invasion here right now, which is good. So maybe we'll consider that as well. Yeah, I know one, like, so I was looking it up. I found a YouTube video on how to replace the switches on my mouse, and I was like, I don't have a soldering machine, so I cannot solder on the new switches, so that's why I didn't bother. But it's always interesting to think about, like, if I had a soldering machine, what can I do? Is it another hobby? Probably don't need another hobby. I already have a 3D printer. That already eats up a lot of time and resources. Like, I bought wooden filament the other day, and I've been wanting to try out doing some stuff with that. I haven't had an opportunity to do so. I don't even know what I would do with wooden filament. Okay, I'm just gonna sell them my metals, and they can have the ship components. Sure, that's a fine stack. I'm getting hit with 20% tariffs. Okay, so I guess we can just leave this alone for now. The Luddites aren't actually causing that much of an issue, so maybe they're friendly, nice people now? Gosh, there's all these ships that got demolished. It's so sad. Alright, salvage this. Okay. Which... The Toho faction BGM is driving you nuts? Well, it's fine, because what we're gonna do is... We're off to commit crime, actually. Hold on. I need to drop off one of the ships that we got. I don't need to carry all these. Why? What? I guess what makes it weird? Is it because it's not like the typical sci-fi sounding music? Have I told you what my idea is for the music that I want to run in? Oh, hold on. There's a hostile fleet here. Hello. Are they gonna attack me? Are we about to have a little bit of a skirkuffle here? I'm just gonna take this real quick. I'll take control of the relay. Oh, I guess we're gonna have a little bit of a little fight here. Oh, cowards. Look at that. They know they can't fight me, so they flee because they know that if they get near me, they perish. So I think for the Nekograd music, I want to find a nice rendition of Katyusha. Or I'm literally just going to take the Girls on the Panzer version of Katyusha and just use that as the theme music for Nekograd. That's probably what I'm going to do. Okay, let's go commit crimes and kill all this fleet. All right, here's my capital ship. Let's see if we can do this without me participating in the fight real quick. Let's see if I commit everything else. Maybe we'll commit the Jirachi, and let's commit the Reisen, and then throw in whatever other ships we have sitting around, and let's see how this pans out. Yeah, if I ever get around to finishing the Nekograd mod, which I keep telling myself I'm going to work on at some point, but I keep getting lazy. Honestly, I'm just kind of stuck on the whole designing ships, because I'm not very good at designing ships. So I never got around to making a good... I didn't make anything... I couldn't make anything that I liked, I guess is the way to describe it. And so that's kind of where I stalled. I know, so it sounds a little weird, but that's kind of, unfortunately. And then I was trying to write some dialogue and character stuff and all that, because I would like to make a... proper quest line. Basically, the idea that I had was, what if we... So there's 3 factions within the faction, right? So you have the main faction. And then there's like 3 sub-factions, which if you read the lore document that I posted at some point, you can understand why. There's essentially... and they're all kind of modeled after different ideologies. Like one is more of an aggressive expansionist ideology, the other one's more of a isolationist ideology, and the other is more of a in-betweenist ideology. And so I was like trying to write dialogue, and I want to make like a quest line where you can pick one of the three factions, or maybe I just make a generic quest line where it's like, if you make all three happy, you make all three leaders of all three factions happy, then I guess you unlock the super secret harem ending or something. I don't know. Maybe something like that. We're gonna make this really anime, because at this point I think it'd be really funny if I just tried to really lean into the whole anime vibe and be like, yep, so anyways, if you pick the correct options, you're gonna go on a, and if you have special mods installed, let's say you have UAF and Necograd installed, like, oh, you accomplished this objective, congratulations, you unlocked a special beach episode over in Favonius, because it's the resort world. And if I was really insane, I would commission someone to do CG art, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. But it would be really funny. Wait, who's doing Spaced East Germany? The Date Alive. Oh my god. Alright, hold on. Because you brought up the word Date Alive, I have to talk about this. I cannot believe Date Alive is still ongoing. Good lord. That franchise should be dead. And it keeps on going. I remember watching Date Alive when it first came out, and I thought it was fun. It's a little silly, but I was like, okay, why? But then I found out like there's like a 4th season of the anime, and there's like 3 visual novels, and I think there might have even been a movie of some kind. And I'm always just surprised whenever I hear like, oh yes, anyways, Date Alive is getting new content, and because I think the anime first came out when I, like, in what, 2013? I think I was in like high school when it came out, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And then it's just like, oh, it's still going. Oh my goodness. Because I think they announced season 5. Oh wait, no, so season 5 already happened, and they announced a new anime project, so they're probably getting season 6. And I know there's a movie too, and I know there's people who are crazy about like certain characters. Like people really love what was her name, Toki Sakurumi, because haha funny, you know, Kurukami Akame character, you know, black hair, red eye. It's a very popular anime character trope. Was just like, oh my gosh, and she's like a crazy yandere, and she's got guns, and also she dresses in gothic Lolita. And I'm like, okay, this I like the character, but I'm like, this show needed to end. Like, I don't know why it's still ongoing. Although apparently the light novel's already over, so I think they're just trying to actually animate the rest of the series and then finally be done with it. You got a fluffy Homate working on Space East. What is the name of the Space East German faction? I want to kind of look this up. Yeah, I'll probably kit bash the ships at some point. I don't know what's happening. I haven't been paying attention to the fights. No one's losing anything, because I guess the engagement is such a long range. Oh my gosh, look at this. It's just carrier fights. But no one can commit to actually killing one of the other faction's ships. Oh, it's a Signalis Starsector. Here we go. Ship preview, an upcoming mod based on Signal. Oh. Vertaliuch. The Yusan Nation. Ah, okay. Interesting. I found it. I found a Wikipedia, or not, a Reddit thing. Oh, this is you. I was like, oh wait, this is you posting this on Reddit. Got it. That's so funny. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna use the restroom. I'm gonna let this fight play out, because I don't think this fight's gonna end anytime soon. So I'm just gonna use the restroom and hope this thing will end by the time I come back. Let's do a full assault button, and then I'm going to also commit... let's throw in the Quilava. Just throw in one more small boy in there. We'll see how this pans out. Be right back. You can watch this and pretend we're playing like that one episode of Haruhi, which, by the way, I'm going to talk about Haruhi when I get back, because Haruhi got some very interesting announcements recently, and I'm curious. All right, I'll be right back. Wow, this fight's still ongoing for some unholy reason. Also, I can go back to normal size now. I don't have to be fat anymore. I don't have to be gigantic. Here, I'll be normal size. Look at that. I am normal. My cute, adorable self yet again. Isn't that great? Oh my gosh, why is this fight still ongoing? I think I lost one ship. I mean... Okay, there's no filter to make myself wide, so I guess if there was a funny filter to make myself wide, I would have done it here as a gag, but I guess that's not an option for me. Actually, what funny options do I have? I actually don't check like what options VTube Studio has like very often. I know there's a bunch of things you can do, like plugins now that I've been meaning to check. I mean, yes, it is dangerous information. Listen, you gotta be careful of the words I say, I guess. Okay, so we're killing a few of them. Alright, a couple of them are finally dying. Alright, it only took God knows how long for this to happen. No, I will order them to keep fighting to the bitter, bitter end. Alright, until they've all been destroyed. Alright, I think the fight's basically over. Claim victory. Cool. How many did I kill? So, I killed about half their fleet. We're gonna engage again. We're going back in. Oh no, we're fighting again. We're going back in. And I'm gonna, again, try to just do this without sending any of myself in, so I can just keep yapping in the background. So I think we can send everything that's not the major carriers. Alright, we'll just do that. Full assault, go. So anyways, what was I talking about before? So, yeah, I gotta be careful what I say, because otherwise some artists might get some terrifying ideas about what can be done with that information. What was I gonna talk about? Oh, right, so I don't know if anyone ever watched Haruhi, but every now and again, like every couple of years, I'm like, you know, it's about Christmas time, which means I need to go watch The Disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya, which is a movie that came out like way long ago that I really enjoyed because I love the Haruhi franchise. And the fun fact, did you know Haruhi was kind of like what I like to say, like Haruhi and Lucky Star is kind of what ushered in kind of the moe anime genre, especially like the era of like what we have now for anime, because of its ubiquity back in like 2007. I think is when it came out. And KyoAni, it came out Haruhi came out a long time ago. I'm sorry, we have to be honest with ourselves. Haruhi came out I think in 07 or 06, and it's just been an eternity since it came out. And the reason I'm bringing it up is because recently a very well-known like anime leaker announced that we're probably getting a new Haruhi anime project in the very near future. And basically this is one of two things. The rumor that I've heard is that it's probably a remake of the original anime, which is kind of cursed to think about, because if you don't know about the original anime, we had some very fun episode series like Endless 8, which I swear to God, if they reanimate Endless 8 the same way they animated Endless 8 in the original timeline, oh boy, we're gonna have some crazy people be very frustrated. So, I'm very excited to see if we're actually gonna get new Haruhi content. The main thing is that the Haruhi novels actually have not gone anywhere in quite some time, because the novels have just kind of stopped for some reason. Like he basically, like, he made a new book in like 2020, which I think was mostly like a collection of short stories and didn't actually continue the main plot line. And so I don't know if we're ever getting anywhere with the Haruhi novels at this point. It's crazy. So just kind of a fun little thing to talk about. Because I like the Haruhi franchise, and I'm hoping that maybe it gets somewhere, and I would love a new project. But the main thing is, are they going to bring back one of the original VA cast? Because in the original Japanese voice cast, there's a voice actress named Hirano Aya, who, if you don't know, voices the titular character. And she basically got a lot of massive hate because it turned out she was, I guess, there were a lot of stories of her, like, dating someone, and if you know Japanese idol culture, you know how much of a sin it is for an idol type actress to be dating someone, or even the implication that they might be dating or having relations with another person, especially a male. And so my understanding is that she gets a death threat every time she does any role in anime, which is just insane to me. We can always talk about anime fans and idol fans and VTuber fans and fans of anything, but oh my gosh, Japanese anime fans back in the day, they are insane. It is actually nuts how much how far they're willing to go to harass someone for even having a relationship. Although I think sometimes VTubers kind of run into that same issue. I know, like, obviously the big idol-y type VTubers like Hololive, I know they don't stop them from having a relationship, but you know, some people are gonna be very unhappy if they find out their Oshi has a relationship, right? Which is always like, oh boy. Although on the other hand, I think it's starting to get normalized for VTubers to be like, hey, I'm in a relationship now, especially like bigger ones, because what, Nimi basically announced that, hey, I'm engaged, I'm gonna get married, and then everyone's happy for her. And I think that's so nice. I think that's nice that at least these individuals are able to go out there and basically say like, hey, yeah, so I'm in a relationship, I'm gonna get married, and please support. And, you know, real fans will be like, you know what, so true, fam, I support 100%. I think that's what we need more of that type of positivity. Why is this planet not making that much money other than the fact, oh my god. I'm sorry, that's a 349 days of disruption. Oh god. Okay, we might switch this to a alpha core. Yeah, we're gonna switch this to an alpha core. Manage this with an alpha core to reduce upkeep costs significantly. And then I think the way station might also be an alpha core. And basically anything that I think an alpha core would make a lot of money. Yeah, it's because the ruler is Hatsune Miku, not Teto. Oh, you know what? True. But unfortunately, we don't have a Teto sitting around, so we're not gonna have her do anything right now. She's doing fine. You know, she's doing her best. But it's gonna take a little bit of time until these things are fully upgraded, and that's kind of the problem too. I need to find a way to like make more. Actually, we're gonna switch this one too. We're gonna switch this out for an alpha core. I still don't know why it makes that cute, you know, tee-hee laugh. I should, if I do the Necrograd mod, I should record myself doing funny voice lines like this, and just like you just randomly hear it out of nowhere. Okay, so I think if we freeport this and hazard pay that, okay, so if we freeport it, I think that'll at least reduce the amount of pain that we're dealing with. It's the Weeb mod. I love the Weeb mod. Like, don't get me wrong, I know exactly what's causing it. I'm one of those people who use the Weeb mod for a good reason. Alright. What we're gonna do is, how do I tell where certain factions are? Where is MVS? Because I would like to destroy them. Or at least some of them. They don't even... Yeah, let's go find the MVS. Let's see, where are they located? Oh, MVS-chan. I was hoping to go back into the void, but I don't think I can go back into the void with this threat ever looming in the background. Ray, trust me, Ray doesn't approve of it. Ray doesn't approve of half the things that I do. She's willing to put up with it. That's really all I can say. She's willing to put up with some of my shenanigans. Hello there, Commander Phoenix. How are you doing, comrade? Thank you for the raid. Oh my gosh, gaming raids. All right, let me do the shout out thingy. Shout out, Commander Phoenix. You actually want the mod list? Okay, hold on. I posted the mod list, I think, as a comment to a YouTube video that I had posted. Like, not a video, but like a VOD. Because the inspection had of course. Trust me, you're not getting into my cores. How are you doing? How was your stream? I appreciate the raid very, very much. Hopefully, you're having a grand time. You've been here before, right? Or is this your first time here today? I'm actually not sure, but let me take a look. I think it might be your first time. But anyways, how was your... Oh, you're 4.5 hours crashing. How many mods are you running? Because I guarantee you my mod list might actually not be as thick as yours. This mod list is like 39 something. Let's see if I can find the mod list. I posted as a... Someone asked about it a long time ago, and I think I forgot to pin it somewhere. I think I posted as a comment to the last time I did a stream for Starsector, because that one got like a crazy amount of views, and someone was asking about it. Here we go. Okay, here we go. So... Oh, here we go. Alright, here's the waifu sector mod list. Who's... Oh, Vine? Yeah, I heard the Vine platform is coming back too. Anyways, welcome to the waifu sector. We play with degenerate and... Well, not degenerate. We're playing with anime mods because I like anime mods. And right now, we got attacked by the MVS, so I am out for revenge, and I am going to go attack the MVS in return. Hi, Immortal. Enjoy your lurk. Hopefully you have a good rest. Alright, let's go commit crimes. We'll swing by Hakure and maybe pick up a couple stuff real quick too. It's not degenerate. We have... Listen, we don't have hand-holding. I know there's an actual mod that actually lets you do lewd content with certain characters, and I remember it distinctly because I think there was content related specifically to the UAF mod. And it was just like, I see. This is the type of thing that I guess Starsector players are into. Degenerate hand-holding. Yeah, oh, trust me, I was talking about the drama earlier. I'm well aware of the drama. I'm well aware of the drama because of the sub-mod that was related to that. I am no longer hostile to the MVS or Iron Shell or Hegemony because we made peace with them, which means I can't actually attack them anymore. Alright, I'm at a ceasefire. I guess we're going to go to the Void after all. Alright, fine. I don't get to go kill them. Alright, let's go drop off my extra ship then. Back to Gensokyo. I think it's over here. Trust me. If I will say the one thing I'm proud about working on the Nekograd mod is at least I'm drawing all the portraits myself, even if they're not good. I'm not resorting to AI, which I think would be the easy option. The easy option, and to sacrifice all my morals, is to just use generative AI to make portraits, but I'd rather just do it myself, and even if it's ugly, I think it has its own unique charm. Right? I think it has its own unique charm, which... maybe I'll show it off again later at some point in the evening if we have time. Let's just drop this off and drop off this other ship. That should be the whole mod list that I'm using. Yeah, no, that's the whole mod list that I'm operating with. So there's like what, 35 items on that list. Please note I don't update my mods like ever, so that thing is not updated in quite some time. Hello, Ideas Fever. How are you, comrade? I don't think I need to refit anything, right? Just gonna grab some supply real quick, because I know we're gonna need a lot of this, and we're gonna buy some anyways. Alright, and then let's go... we're gonna go back to the Void, since I guess we can go back now. Let's swing by Favonius. There's enough stock. How do I see how much space I have? Did I mess something up? Oh, hello, why am I about to run into the sun? So we got the auto-pathing in this game gonna get me killed. Trust me, the mod list is actually not that intense. Like, I've seen other people's mod lists who stream, and they usually have like 100-something mods, and it's crazy. There's one mod that I've been wanting to try at some point. I can't remember what it was called, but it was like this insanely detailed, like, planetary industry mod. Not Industrial Evolution. It was like Ashes and something. Also, I will look at that thing that you posted, Greywind. I haven't had a chance to look at it yet, but I'll look at it after stream. And it's been like on my list of I want to try this eventually, because it looked crazy good. But also, when you start poking at mods, you have to make sure every mod that you play with is actually, you know, interoperable with each other, or else you're just gonna have things break in half, and that's never fun. All right, welcome to Space Rome. Do they have any space wife? Okay, none of these people I can recover. I like how it's just all. I didn't actually look at these before, but I appreciate the fact that they just have the Centurion, I don't know what you'll call it, thing over their head. That's great. Okay. What can we buy here? I don't think I really want anything here. I wanted to mostly sell my stuff so we have space to carry things, but I think we really just need to find supply. Ash of the Domain, thank you. That's the one I'm thinking of. Thank you. Honestly, Domain is nice, but that's too much for your taste. I think that's also fair enough. I think if I was doing like a super long form run, that'd be great, but I'm still kind of in the I'm just trying out different mods and seeing what I like type vibe. Like, I really like the what's the word? The Musashi Manufactorum mod, because it adds ships that look like real ships. Which is kind of funny to say, but it's true, and I found it very interesting to look at. Oh, I'm not allowed to trade with them, I guess, unless my transponder's off. Talk my way out of it. Yep. Bye. I'm trying to trade with your planet. Let me talk to your planet. All right. I don't have anything they want. Can I buy their drugs? It's not really worth buying this. 165, you sold some. Maybe we can just hold on to the drugs. Yeah, someone will buy that at inflated prices at some point. We'll just stockpile drugs. Okay. Alright, transponder on, let's just get out of here. Every part of it is what are the cryo sleeper changes? I guess is the best way is let me ask that. Also, I just realized I think has the chat thing just not been working? Oh no, it does work. Am I crazy? Does it just not include your messages? Or was it too late? Oh, okay, I think it says a minute, okay. I'm gonna go check out the Perseian League, and then we'll check out the Syndrian Fuel Diktat, because I need to make sure or Syndrian Fuel Companies, I need a little bit more fuel before we go off on our final quest into the Void yet again, because I need to basically max out as much supply as I can afford. We consume 23 per day, but I cannot buy enough supply from these people for some reason. They literally just don't have enough. None of these planets have enough. Oh, interesting. So you can actually move them in some spot. Test. I'm just testing to make sure the chat thingy is working as intended. Okay, can I buy... These planets just don't have anyone worth buying or recruiting. Let's just go out this way. Go out the bottom end. What's the fuel waifu? Is it a ship or is it like a person? If it's a ship, I don't know if I can afford the ship. Yes, I posted them on... Oh, you know, hold on, I have an idea. Mod list. Let's do this. Let me do this real fast. Pin. Okay. Oh no, I've been playing with the same mod list. I don't update anything. I update my mod list as often as I update my, Hold on. Yeah, I update my mod list as often as I update my PC, which is like basically never. You know how long it took me to update OBS? I literally was running the same version of OBS for like 6 months, almost a year. And the only reason I updated it was because I wanted to, what's it called? I wanted to be able to vertical stream, and I had to update OBS for it, right? And then I had to update my Stream Deck software because it literally wouldn't let me use it correctly unless I updated it, and that was another hassle to get through. That's fine, I'll just buy all that. 101 is a perfectly reasonable price point. Buy that too. And then I guess we just buy a stack of fuel. That's a little... Oh wait, I don't need to buy that much fuel actually. That's probably fine, right? What is the thing? What is the ship that you're asking me to buy? They don't even have it available. I'm not even allowed to... They don't even like me enough to buy from the military, so I guess I'm not buying your common... I don't know why you guys have access to a race then, which is funny. But yeah, I'm not able to buy whatever it is that you're thinking I can purchase. Oh my goodness, finally another officer. All right, we're gonna hire this man. I don't know what I did to the Syndrian Diktat. I thought they liked me. I don't actually know my, what is my relations to all the other factions? Okay, so, we are at a, let's see, we're suspicious, -18. I don't remember what happened, but I guess they don't like me. On the other hand, Imperium, UAF, and obviously I'm kind of part of the... So the reason I had to join the Perseian League a long time ago was because if I didn't, they were going to keep attacking my systems and I couldn't keep fighting them off. And I was just stuck sitting at my system, fending them, swatting them away all the time. So I was like, you know what, I'll just join them, just say leave me alone. And then it was a little unfortunate, but at some point I would like to break free from them. Anyways, let's get out of here. Oh my gosh. Alright, I'd like to avoid all that. I'd like to go to the exit point right over there. Oh boy. Oh boy. Alright, let's go to Favonius, because I believe I have a stockpile of fuel sitting around there, so that's what we're gonna do. No, I'll just leave him be. I don't really care too much about fighting the pirates. I want to fight the Void. I want to go to the Void. Listen, I'm not a crony by choice. We'll deal with him later in a future run. Maybe if I'm not gonna do this run. Actually, what I do want to do at some point is I would like... Doesn't UAF have like a proper storyline? I've been wanting to try out the actual UAF plot line, but I didn't get around to do that because I think you needed to like have certain relations with certain factions. I think specifically the Luddites or something, and I just didn't have that, so I was like, I give up. Yeah, that's kind of the thing. A crony by choice. Not that kind of crony. God, I don't watch a lot of like Hollow EN too much, but oh my goodness, that clip of them playing Mage Arena is just so funny. Like when she goes Doom and everyone just starts panicking. It's like, what is Doom? Because that is pretty ominous. Can you imagine playing a game like Mage Arena and you just hear someone's cast a spell called Doom and literally no one knows what it does and everyone starts freaking out? It's great. What do you mean Doom? 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 I would freak out too, honestly. I have not played Mage Arena, but I've only watched people play it, and it just seems so great. You have the power to make that edit a reality. Just take my stack of fuel. 5,000 is not that much supply. I need more. I've already bought it all out here. Can I... Hello, Narumi. I would like to get your complimentary refreshments. Yes, please give me all of them. It's not complimentary anymore, but I'll take this too. And then that should be enough for me. Need to unload some of the fuel into the spare void here. So we have 3,000 spare. Okay. I did not see the Gigi Cecilia. Oh, I saw the thumbnail that they used for it, and Gigi was a werewolf furry thing, and I was like, huh. Interesting. Oh, I'll take a look at it then. You need to be commissioned. Okay, so I do want to see the story because I did start following Yukimaru on Twitter, and I was kind of just interested in seeing like what they've been up to. I saw that they wanted to commission someone for like $6,000 for music for like a single track, and I think they had posted like, "Hey, is this something that what do my fans think? Is this something that's worth it?" And everyone's just like, "It's your money, but probably not." And I was like, dang, that's rough. Because I understand wanting to commission someone that you really enjoy their work, but man, it is kind of disheartening when you see like how much that type of thing costs. But when you're commissioning like a full-on sound, like song, you know, musical piece for your game or for your mod, that's dedication. It is some pretty hardcore dedication. All right, lads, let's go into the void. I'm sure we'll be fine. Especially now that we're at peace, we shouldn't be under attack by any more weird MVS shenanigans again. Hopefully. And we keep disrupting the Ludic cells. Perfect. Okay. Spent a few grand for memes. What do you mean you spent a few grand? What are you spending a few grand on in Starsector for? Like for content? I know you can commission people for like ship sprites, because I've seen like, I think Yukimaru said that they took commissions for ship designs, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that was a thing. I'll take about 9 days there, so 23 times 9 gets you to about, what's that, 180? So about 180 supply, plus 3 times 9 gets another 27, so about 200. Okay. For your mod, okay. Oh, what do you mean memes for your mod? Unless, okay. Oh, the portraits, gotcha. Fair enough. All right, into the void. Once again, into the abyssal fracture. There's got to be an end state to this abyssal fracture, right? There's got to be like a finale here, right? The rat developer wouldn't just leave nothing to be found. Let's go this way. Hello, Midnight Fox. How are you doing, comrade? There we go. Just keep going this direction. A modern honey trap. Yeah, Graven's been here for a while, though. Graven's been here for quite some time. Yeah, but this channel basically is like a modder honey trap. If it's not Starsector, it's like Hoi 4. If it's not Hoi 4, it's a Rimworld. And it's not just Alana. Like, we get some other Rimworld modders every now and again. It's just like, okay, interesting. Like, what? Hyo sometimes shows up, and I know he's like a Rimworld modder, although I remember there's some like, yeah, just make memes. Fair enough. I know little about memes. Alright, we're gonna see what this is. my gosh, it really is just... Ooh, there's like no light. It really is just decayed. Can I interact with this? No, it's just sad. Okay. I'm trying to go to the discovered but not visited yet. We can go to the colossal ones. I guess we'll go to the colossal ones. I kind of want to see what's over there. It's so dark. It's spooky. It's cold. It's sad. It's depressing. I don't know who the blue-haired, green-eyed lady is. Is that a character that we're gonna run into? You know, as they're coming out of the walls? That is spooky. Ooh, drone. Alright, so multiple aboleths are here. Now, I did bring my own aboleth, didn't I? No, it's a Morkoth, which is a little stronger. Okay. Alright, we gotta fight this out, so... let's commit. Once again, we're just gonna yap while I let the main ships handle the fight, and I sit back and collect the victory points. Send that in. Full assault, go. But yeah, I need to look at whatever the new Starsector mods are, because again, my mod list hasn't been updated, because unlike most other games I play, I can just not touch the mod list and I should be fine. If I start touching the mod list, like if I'm playing RimWorld, if a mod updates, it sometimes breaks everything. At least with this, it's stable, because I have to manually update my mods, and I generally do not do that. So, because otherwise right now, like, if I had to update things, I think Industrial Evolution had a update, and it would basically be incompatible with this save, and I have to make a brand new save. Oh, the battle screen's tiny? Hold on. Well, I mean, we're zoomed out. I'm not... if you want to watch it here, we'll zoom in and watch someone fight. I'm not controlling it. It's just loud. You know what I mean? Or for vanilla. Oh yeah, no, for vanilla it's very tiny. I have a lot of mods that let me zoom out like crazy, so I can see more, right? I like to be able to see the game, the arena. All my favorite mods. Oh, trust me, I saw. I looked at the list and they all got updated. Because TriOS tells me that there's updates. I also haven't updated TriOS. TriOS is on version 1.2.3. I'm on 1.1.9. Like I'm just not updating anything. I'm lazy. Anyways, Necrograd 0.01 is not coming out this year, mostly because I haven't had a chance to. Unless you just want a bare bones star system without any proper ships, then, you know, I guess I could release that as a very early, ultra early access that has nothing else. But here's a bunch of ships, here's a bunch of names, and here's a bunch of other bare bones content. Get the horse girl mod. I'm not gonna install the horse girl mod. Listen, we already have anime characters. We don't need that many anime characters. Alright. We don't need that many. I know it's a portrait pack, but I don't think I want to install it. There's a mod. Yeah, so go down. There's a custom mod launcher / mod manager called TriOS. Because, like, you know, Tritachyon. It's pretty good. I like it a lot. I use it. The only thing for me is that I actually can't launch the game with it if I want to stream it. Because for whatever reason, if I launch the game through TriOS and I try to hook it into the game capture, it just doesn't want to capture. So I have to set the mod list on TriOS, close it, and then launch the game through the normal launcher. It's very strange. Hello, Normar. Good evening. I see you're coming in through Twitch more frequently rather than the YouTube side. Any particular reason? Is it because there's actually more people that you can interact with on the Twitch side? Oh, I just realized I lost a good chunk of my fleet. Let's send in more ships. This enemy fleet actually might have been a little stronger than I thought. Let's go commit more. Let's go watch from the point of view of the Jurachik. I want to see how our carrier's doing. Oh, it's just under assault. Yeah. Yikes. Oh, the latency problem? Fair enough. Was it that bad? I could have sworn it was only like a couple seconds. I set it to ultra low latency, I think, right? Let me double check. Yeah, I set it to ultra low latency, but maybe it is that bad. I know part of the problem too sometimes is not just necessarily latency, but it's me remembering to take a look at my other screen where I have the YouTube chat window. Sometimes I forget that's a thing, and that's kind of why sometimes I'll respond to a message like minutes late. It's not YouTube, it's me. For I am a failure, and it's hard for me to juggle multiple chat windows sometimes, so I don't know. I need to consolidate all my chat screens at some point. I know Caster Labs can do it, but I kind of forget to have Caster Labs open up. So when are you using the bot to combine chat? I mean, I don't want to on necessarily. It's fine to keep it on the screen, but I think if I start having a bot doing it on like Twitch and YouTube to just post to both, it's gonna be weird. So I'd rather just not deal with that. And plus, maybe that bot costs money. I don't like spending money. Money's expensive. I don't like spending cash when I can avoid it. Get your lunch. Enjoy your lunch. What was I talking about before this? But yeah, I know there's a lot of portrait packs. I think I remember looking for a Kantai Collection portrait pack at some point. I'm like, oh, finally. And then I think I forgot to install it because I think it had like all my favorite ships. Like, oh, this one's Ikazuchi. This one is like Hibiki. This one is, you know, entirety of Desdiv 6. We got some of the big ones like Yamashiro, and Nagato and all that stuff. I'm not gonna get into the whole thing about like Kankole versus what was the other one? Azure Lane. We're not gonna get into that topic because we've talked about that a billion times. But yeah, JP's finally getting a new air carrier. Are we talking real life air carrier? Are we losing the fight? Okay, we won, but at what cost? Oh my goodness, I lost 6 ships. That's awful. All right, let's go grab every one of these. Could take one of these. I don't think I want it. Let's recover. That's gonna eat up a decent amount. All right, recover. All right, we have enough. Ooh, we don't have enough manpower to survive another loss like that. All right, what we're gonna do too, before I forget, is we have another. Don't play Kantai Collection. Don't do it. For the love of God, I've mentioned this before. Kantai Collection is not worth playing unless you play like the arcade game. It still gets updates. Like, no, you're actually incorrect with that. Kankale gets updates, but the gameplay is just so... I don't enjoy the gameplay. It's just very much just like pressing numbered buttons and not really worth it. But people enjoy it because of the characters, and that's really for... They still do updates. It's... Yeah, they usually do they usually do the seasonals. They usually add new CGs. I don't think they've added like new content in quite some time, but they're literally on maintenance right now as they're adding something. Yeah, new remodel. So Akizuki Kaini. Yeah, they still do updates for it. Also, I gotta pick. Okay, so I have a new. Let's see here. Which one of these? We're gonna dump it onto the Typhlosion. Okay, so we're gonna add this one. Who wants to be a captain commander? Also, I keep forgetting to add Ava to a ship, so we're gonna add her. God, she's too good at everything. All right, she can have this one. Who wants to be a commander in this? I have a spare officer that needs a name. Let's see. Got Zoingo over there. I think whoever's gonna be Zirizen. All right. You can control the Void Witch. And then we're gonna change your portrait so you're an anime girl. Zirizen. No, I will give Ava the Sunrider whenever we have the Sunrider, but I put the Sunrider away because it just costs too much to operate all the time. Also, I forget, I should probably level up all these characters, shouldn't I? Alright, Rei gets a level up. She gets the power... What are you piloting? Alright, ballistics. Gunnery implants. Fantastic. Alright, next is... Havel, also ballistics. Gunnery implants, okay. Reimu gets... It's energy weapon mastery's fine. Arani's piloting something that I probably need to get Arani a better ship. But you can have... Systems expertise is, I think, okay. Marksman gets... I think it's a ballistic specialty. We'll do... The field modulation. Garm is fine. Zoingo gets a level up. What is this thing? The Magikarp? I believe it's a ballistics ship, so we'll give you... Probably polarized armor is okay. Steve gets a level up. It's one of the big ships that's primarily ballistic, so let's give you point defense. And that should be everyone. Okay. Now let's get Ziryuzen's proper anime aesthetic vibe. Ready? Let's see. What are you gonna look like? We gotta pick. So first we gotta go here, Intel Personal. Change portrait. Ziryuzen, okay. All right, let's see. So we have a lot of choices here. Here's all the UAF portraits. Although we'll just go to player and just pick one of the many... Oh, my mouse died. Hold on. Where did my... What the heck? Hold on, my mouse died. I have a spare battery somewhere. Oh, there it is. Okay. It's not where I put it. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately my mouse doesn't have a rechargeable battery. I used to have one that had a rechargeable battery, but it was kind of annoying because it had like a specialized cable to recharge it, so I used this one instead. Can't buy skates for G502. I'm gonna be getting a new... I'm gonna try buying some more copies of this mouse off eBay, but they're like 130 bucks. Because again, my mouse is out of production, and I basically refuse to use any other mouse. Like you know, it's like, I don't know what it is, but I'm like, I love this mouse, the G604, and I just refuse to use anything else. This is like my favorite mouse of all time, and I can't use, like, a normal mouse is just not enough. I love this mouse specifically. And if they ever make this again, I'm buying like 5 of them. I will spend $1,000 just buy 5 of them and keep them in storage forever. You want 70? Sure. There's actually a lot more in case you wanted to look through them, but if you're okay with 70... Hey, look, there's me! Hey, look, there's Garm somewhere. I know Garm's in here somewhere, too. Yeah, look, Garm's here. I think one of these is supposed to be, like... Because I know this is Zerby's art, so... I think that's, Commissar Zoo... I forget the name. I know her name. I'm just, like... Kami. I think everyone just calls her Kami. 151. Sure. I think we might be using this one already. Are we using that one? Hold on. We might actually be using that one already. Let's see. Or not. All right. Oh yeah, we are. We're using it for Hubi, so you got to pick something else. 151's no good. Pick a different one. If you want me to keep scrolling, I'll keep scrolling. I'll scroll slowly. A lot of choices. Yes, Midnight Fox was the smile for. Wait, I know. Wait, hold on. Let's see. Oh, 148? Okay. Let's see. Is that one in use? It's already in use by Ray. We're using that for Ray. Everyone wants the Zerby portraits because they're so good. The Zerby portraits are great. That's why people use them. I understand. Don't worry. I think one of... Yeah. Let's see. We could give you 149 if you want the white hair. I think 152 is also not in use. I think those are probably like the best ones if you want the white hair aesthetic. I'll give you the 152. All right, you can have 152 because I don't think anyone's using that, right? Correct. Fantastic. All right. So I think we can afford one more major fight. And then after that, I think we'll just get completely ripped apart. We will not have enough crew members to crew our fleet. Oh, Jesus. Let's try to disengage. Actually, what I want to see if I can do... Oh, Jesus Christ. Let's see if we can evade one more fight. Okay, so we have to just fight back to back to back. All right, well... Let's do a repair. And let's just commit. Oh my gosh, a lot of our ships are just damaged. Okay. Alright, well, we don't have a choice. I'll commit myself. Maybe I don't have to, maybe repairing was the wrong button. I think that's the problem. Hold on. I think it's because I repaired. I shouldn't have repaired. I think for whatever reason, repairing just kind of screwed over my entire combat readiness for everyone. Well, let's redo this real quick. I might have to redo the fleet assignment again. Yeah. Okay. So no, I don't have to. Perfect. Okay. Cool. So let's try this again. Is my fleet actually this damaged? Oh, it really is. Okay. So maybe we just sit here for a little bit. Let's chill here for a little bit. Maybe get away from the fleet that's chasing after us until our repair is ready. Okay. Yeah. Let's just circle this around a little bit until the repairs are complete. Oh boy. All right, here's the double fleet fight. Yeah, it's gonna be nuts. I actually have to participate in this fight, I think. Yeah, I actually have to participate in this engagement. So we will take the 3 major capitals. We'll leave the Racing behind. Take every carrier we have. Sunrider would be really good for this, but again, I didn't want to bring Sunrider. We'll take you. Take Sierra with us, and then Milotic will be the final anchor if we need an extra capital. And then what we'll do is we'll just have everyone go to drone ship Gamma, and then we'll fight around that area. I think that'll be fine and reasonable. So, anyways, what was I talking about before all this? Am I publishing the portrait pack? Do you just want the Necrograd portrait pack early? I could just upload it somewhere. And then I'll just also include the... Let me work on it maybe a bit over the weekend so I can at least make the systems generally complete, but it's not going to have any custom ships or custom weapons or custom dialogue. And if you want to play with the super early Necrograd just to keep it in the game, that's an option. And then I'll see if I can get it done before I head up to Canada, but I'm not going to get the Christmas album out in time for Christmas just because I just do not have time. So it'll have to be a post-Christmas thing. I promise I'm gonna try to get it done early, but it kind of depends on timing because life busy as always. And yes, I am making excuses to why it's not ready yet. Don't worry. I understand that excuses aren't fun, but excuses are reality in this timeline. We all have to make excuses for our own incompetence, and I am very incompetent, as you all know. I'm only competent at certain things, like playing video games that require big numbers. There's a reason why my job is basically I look at spreadsheets. Oh my goodness, you know what's awful? So you know that Microsoft Copilot thing that they're so desperate to push on everyone? So my workplace has been very keen on learning to use AI that I have been signed up for a Microsoft Copilot class. And one of my coworkers took that class, and they said they learned literally nothing from it. Because it turns out, for some reason, a lot of people that were taking that class just suck at Excel. And so they basically got nothing of note and nothing of value from this so-called class. And I'm like, that's unfortunate. And there goes the Mischievous. Alright, well, time to commit massive crimes on this. Oh my gosh, that thing is annoying. It's a very, very bad micro Excel AI, I think, is the main thing to keep in mind. It's not a very good product. I think we have to commit. We have to commit another ship. We're gonna commit the Chandelure and the Pidgey. Oh yeah, no, this game has amazing sound effects. Like, I do agree that this game has some pretty crazy sound design. I have an idea. Why don't we all commit to staying on me, and so we're not chasing down these random ships and we're just gonna get demolished. Let's stay on me, stay on target, and we're just start harassing these. There we go. Send in the mini breves. Kablam! All right, the mini breves did their job. That thing got deleted, and I will commit on this one. So the main thing is that this thing's got that obnoxious pulse dash thing, so if we can maybe knock it out quickly. Oh, not the fortress mode this a little bit. We're gonna sit here and be an anchor. Excellent. Where's the L semi-breve? I have not installed the proper semi-breve on anything. I think right now we're only using the mini-breve. So the semi-breve can properly go on the Milotic if I wanted to, but it would literally eat up its only large weapon slot. But I am considering it. Oh, that poor thing is gonna die. No, mini breve is large. Or sorry, semi breve is large, mini breve is medium. And so we don't actually have many ships that have access to a large slot that can support a missile launcher like that. I will say, I'm not sure if this is feasible, but I had an idea that I really want to see if I can pull off for the Necrograd mod. And I want to see if I can, and I want to see are you able to create content in a Starsector mod that's dependent on other mods existing? Because hear me out, here's my idea. I want to make, so I was trying to design a weapon for the Necrograd mod, and it's literally just a Katyusha rocket launcher, which there's multiple variants of that type of thing that already exist in the game. But I wanted to see if I could make a version that's what if this is just a Katyusha rocket launcher that fires mini breves? Okay. Large slot, and it fires like 12 mini breves. Because I was like, I want to see if this is like a thing that I could do. Like, if as long as you have a slot for it. Oh my gosh, we're losing a lot of our ships. Okay, well, I think we have to bail out of the void after this. These, shoot, I gotta. We're burning through our flux too quickly. Look, I think I'm gonna do manhwa you haven't read called My Ships Can Be Upgraded for some reason. I mean, I've seen that. Make phase ships that can carry semi-breeze. That seems like a nightmare and also horrifying. Like, basically, it's basically a suicide boat that you're asking for. A suicide missile carrier. It goes in, does its one job, and then just dies. But it'll take out the enemy with it. Almost like a kamikaze attack. I'm just gonna fire some breeze at this thing. I'm firing every missile I have. There we go. That's so fun to watch. I think we just win the fight, mostly. Alright, we're gonna speed the game up at 4x speed, because otherwise it's gonna take forever. Anything else want to attack us? Alright, we won. But we lost too much. See, now we're over. We don't have enough crew. So I think we just gotta leave. Yeah. So first of all, let's see here. Gain all ships without officers gain non-elite helms gets bonuses. And then deployment costs reduced by 10%. Okay. Bonus damage against fighters and missiles is probably fine. I don't think I care about that one. DP cost down. Most of these are already maxed out. Building a neural interface. So I think we will take... Wolfpack taxes are also kind of tempting too. Bonus damage to ships larger than frigates if frigate. Okay. Let's take damage control. I think that's fine. Nexon is a new game. What do you mean Nexon is a new game teaser? They're making another game? What are they making? What game could Nexon possibly make that they haven't already done before? Okay, we gotta throw out some of this garbage. Alright, get rid of this. Okay. So because we're under strength, we're gonna be hit with penalties, I think, to our combat readiness. So let's just get out of here. There's no point in sticking around. If I have to, I will just use the evade button to just bail out, but I don't wish to stay in the void if I can help it. Can I actually... Wait, is there a way to just... Can I emergency evac out of here? Wait, can I transverse jump out? Is that a thing? Imagine playing Nexon games? Yeah, imagine playing Nexon games. I used to play MapleStory, but that was about it. Oh, you can transverse jump. Oh, that's convenient. Oh. Well, that's nice. Alright, we're gonna head back to, Favonius. Let's go that way, and let's just, try to finagle our way back, and maybe we can buy new soldiers once we're there, and then we can go back into the void yet again. Yeah. Lie about chance to lose box, get found by government, get fined for less than the amount of money they made. Profit. I mean, yeah, that sounds about right, I think. Nexon games are, I liked MapleStory, but then they shut MapleStory 2 down. I had a friend who was, like, really into MapleStory 2, and I don't know. I don't actually pay attention. Like, are they getting fined in Korea, I assume is what it is? Because I really don't pay attention to that, I think. But I wouldn't be surprised if they got fined. You know it's bad when a country that's basically known for like gambling and gotcha, you know, yell at your company to say, hey, you're getting a little, you need to chill out. Loot boxes. Loot boxes truly were one of the worst things to ever come to gaming. God. I hate that loot boxes are the norm. Well, actually, loot boxes are kind of not the norm anymore. Isn't it now, it's all about battle passes nowadays. That's really what it is. It's crazy. Is this the right system? It is. Okay, cool. Yeah, everything nowadays is just all about your battle passes and all that jazz. It's like even like every game has it. Yes, in long because there's the post loot back chances. Yeah, I think they're required to do that in China. I think China also and Japan required that too. Yeah, loot crates and battle passes. I see the blue archive. I did, yeah. I thought it was kind of funny because I saw the announcement that like, oh yeah, we're getting Sea Dog and Iron Mouse to play this game. And I'm like, doesn't Sea Dog basically just hate anything anime that's not what he thinks anime should be? Okay, so I gotta buy... Okay, so we're gonna buy supplies, and I'm gonna forcibly conscript a bunch of soldiers into our fleet. So, hello there, fresh bodies. All 1,000 of you are being forcibly conscripted. And then all 1,000 of you are being forcibly conscripted. Okay, we have more than enough soldiers to maintain our fleet as needed. So we should be fine. And I know there's a bunch of fuel here, so I'm just gonna buy that fuel. Just buy that stack right there. Okay, so now let's repair. And then is there anything here I can sell? Because I will be going back into the void. So sell this and this. And then I think most of our inventory slot is just weapons. What do I do with this? What do I do with this abyssal matter? Is it just sold? Oh, trust me, I saw that too, don't worry. But anyways, yeah, modern video gaming is just ridiculous with like how many ways they try to monetize it. It's, you know what's the worst thing? Okay, so I mentioned this before, but I like playing Battlefield 6. Battlefield 6 is ridiculous. And it's not just bad, they've been doing this, and other games do this just as bad. I think Call of Duty is the one that really popularized this, so I'm gonna point at Call of Duty as being the real culprit of this. Call of Duty has this insane monetization model, right? So they're gonna charge you $70 for a brand new video game, right? And then they're gonna, in lieu of season passes that you have to pay for or DLC passes, they're like, okay, what we're gonna do is you can have the game for $70. Also, there's a battle pass that you have to pay for, like an extra $20. But don't worry, if you beat the entire battle pass, you'll get enough funds Have I been here? I guess we'll just go in here. Oh, I haven't. This is unsurveyed. Okay. Was there anything else in here, or is it just a giant black hole? There's nothing else here. It's just. How ominous. How spooky. That is a very fast-moving ring, I'd like to point out. Where's the black hole? I want to see the black hole. The result of an apocalyptic collapse of a massive star, no object can escape from the black hole, nor light itself. The black hole does, however, emit detectable Hawking radiation due to poorly understood quantum effects. No information can be detected beyond the event horizon with any device known to exist in the sector. The intense gravity. The black hole rips and tears nearby objects into an accretion disk, which inevitably spirals into the gravitational abyss. Extremely dangerous. I'm gonna quick save real quick. I just want to know what happens if I touch this. I just want to know what happens if I touch this. Anyways, Call of Duty has like, so they charge you for the battle pass, and if you want skins, they charge you for the skins too. So they're basically like double dipping. What actually happens if I touch this? Do I just die? Dump the planet killer weapon. Your officers respond promptly to the order and move the task to all. Your officers respond promptly to the order and move to the task with all alacrity. There is an edge to their call and response, however, as if they cannot help but acknowledge the deep sense of the gravity in this act. Package ready to drop, your captain, your ops chief says. On your order. Destroy it. You do so, and then it's just gone. Aww. Okay, so I don't actually die being here. That's funny. Alright, let's load my save. I was just kind of curious if, I was curious if I hovered over the black hole, if the black hole was gonna suck me in and kill me, which it didn't, so I'm a little vaguely disappointed by that, but I guess it's probably for the best that I didn't get murdered by my own curiosity. So we're just gonna get out of here. And there we go. So yeah, it's crazy, like, just how much ways these games try to keep monetizing everything about them. Oh, shoot. Okay, what I should have done is not go this way. I should have gone up, and I should have hooked around. That probably would have been smarter. It's just a shame. Because I think I kind of remember the era of, back in the day, it wasn't season passes. You had, oh shoot, not again. We had what were they called? Expansion passes? So you would buy the game, and then you'd spend like $25 after the game came out, or if you bought like the super ultra mega limited deluxe edition, you would be guaranteed like 5 or 10 maps over the course of a year, and it was like a promise. Like they had to actually commit to it. Nowadays, since it's just all battle passes and it's all free content updates, they don't have to do all that anymore. I am not touching this planet. Nope, not going to that gravity well. I am going to the abyssal depths. Get me over there. I want to know what's over there. Oh! The Gensokyo Manufactory is destroyed. The Luddite Church took over their planet, which means I need to go deal with the Luddites at some point, probably. Horse armor was the original sin? What do you mean horse armor was the original sin? Oh! Was that from Skyrim when they were trying... I remember Skyrim tried to do the whole thing with like the whole charged mods thing. Where they were trying... Yeah, Toho was just dead. I can't believe Toho's gone. They couldn't handle the Luddite Church. Oh, what a tragedy. Alright, I feel like every time I come in here it just gets bigger. Do I just go to the right? It was Oblivion? Was it Oblivion that did it? Okay, I don't remember. You have to remember, I am not someone who really... I didn't really play... I'm not really an Elder Scrolls person, so I basically just didn't touch any Elder Scrolls games ever. I bought Skyrim because all my friends were saying Skyrim is one of the greatest games of all time, you gotta play it. So I bought it, played it, and I realized, wow, I got really bored real quick because I just didn't find it very fun. I get it's a freeform game and you can do whatever you want, but like I said, I'd rather play a JRPG where it's like a very railroaded plot line. Honestly, I find that more kind of fun for me, personally. And I think I also, like, because when I bought Skyrim, I had recently upgraded my PC to like a 980 Ti. The first thing I did was go on the Steam Workshop and download every mod that was basically, what if we make Skyrim realistic? And when they say realistic, it means make the game have incredibly strong contrast and also make it, when it's dark, like you don't have night vision, like it's just, you cannot see anything. What is, I've never seen this. What is this? A FEREC, a Type 350 Hive unit. Identification error. Target matches no known class of ship in the domain registry. Historical reference. Submit data for temporary entry. Processing error. Alright. This seems kind of ominous with all this fragment of volley abilities, so I'm probably going to get ripped apart by this thing, but let's try it. Alright, let's see if we can fight it off. I'm going to commit not myself to this fight. Actually, no, I'm going to commit myself. And then we'll commit a bunch of the smaller ships, just so we have, like, frontline fodder to take the hits. Alright, let's try this. Let's have everyone stay on the Jirachi, and we'll have the Jirachi move up towards the Nabui. Yeah, sometimes I think sometimes games have too much freedom. There's nothing wrong with having too much freedom, but I'm kind of reached the point where I like going from point A to point B. As long as I know where I'm going. That's why, like, I guess JRPGs just appeal. I like 14, for example. 14's a fantastic game. 14, what else is there? A lot of those TRPGs like Fire Emblem. Speaking of which, I plan on playing a decent amount of Fire Emblem this weekend. Maybe, if I have time, after the holidays, we may try to do the PME. Just whatever is already submitted, we'll just try to do the PME. And then if people want to submit new stuff, then I'll reopen the threads up if people liked it. Because I like Fire Emblem. I'm not the best Fire Emblem player, but I have my own way of approaching the game. But I was also watching someone who's like, this is the wrong way to play Fire Emblem if you play it like the way I do it. Not like showing my content, but they were describing the way I play. Oh my gosh, these things, holy cow. This game's on 1x speed, look at all that. We're fighting off these ominous chunks of fragments of metal. All right. Oh my goodness. There's so many of them. Oh yeah, they're just deleting our ships, aren't they? Okay. So, if you are just playing the Fire Emblem game, I think it's perfectly fine. I love Fire Emblem. However, the community is entirely up to your interpretation. Because basically, Fire Emblem is split into like three main camps. There's the people who like New Emblem, the people who are kind of like the GBA Emblem folk, and then there's people who are like the old Kaga heads. And essentially, it's the way you can classify Fire Emblem into like 3 distinct eras. Basically based on who was managing Fire Emblem at the time. So Kaga was the creator of the Fire Emblem series. Okay. However, he's been erased from history books, similar to how Stalin erased people. Like, Nintendo erased him from the Fire Emblem history like Stalin erased people from Soviet history. Because I think he got into a significant disagreement with Nintendo on how to approach the franchise moving forward after 5. And then so he left the company and then made a game that was incredibly similar, if not an outright copy of Fire Emblem, called Turing Saga, released on the, I believe, I don't remember which system it was released on, but it wasn't under Nintendo, and so they had like an entire lawsuit about it and everything. And so Kaga's kind of persona non grata with Nintendo because of that. And then after that, they kind of moved into the GBA era where they published, starting with 6 on to the Game Boy Advance. And then Fire Emblem kind of had its, like, it was fairly popular, 6, 7, 8. And then after that, and then obviously the GameCube and Wii versions, Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn. But then it kind of struggled a lot with the DS era when they tried to do Shadow Dragon and the Shadow Dragon sequel, which never got an official English release. And then after that, they threw a Hail Mary at the franchise and released Fire Emblem Awakening, which is what I like to consider the beginning of what's now the Fire Emblem waifu era. Because the reason I say that is because, good God, there is like, they basically started to lean super hard into anime tropes, and there is just waifu content all the time. Like, every character has to be a marketable waifu or husbando, and that's when you start running into things like the children mechanics, which has been a feature of Fire Emblem for a while, but now it's like you can make your own custom avatar character. You can marry your favorite waifu or husbando. You can have their children, and then the children will fight for you to the death in your blood campaign. And so that's kind of like my biggest issue with like a lot of new Fire Emblem. Like, there's nothing super inherently wrong with new Fire Emblem, but it's just a very funny thing that I notice about modern Fire Emblem versus old Fire Emblem. I don't know what Brave 9 is. I have to look what that is. What is Brave 9? Google it. Brave 9. What am I gonna see? Brave 9 is a strategic turn-based battle game, 300 mercenaries. Kind of ish. Not exactly. It's not like this gameplay style at all. I've never played this, but this is the type of thing I would have loved playing if this is on the Switch. I would play this. The anime CG art looks kind of cute too. I always say that if I ever got a chance to make a video game, like if I had the time and resources to make a video game, I would absolutely make a TRPG in the vein of like Fire Emblem and Tactics Ogre. Like, that's the genre that I love the most. Now, the problem is that it's a very niche genre, so, selling copies is already going to be a bit of a nightmare. And on top of that, I know it's just, doing it for the love of the game, but let's be real, you also need to make money to recoup the cost of development and stuff like that. And that's kind of the issue with that genre. It's just a very, very niche genre. Something along, I think, the vein of triangle strategy, I think would be fantastic. Like a mix of triangle strategies aesthetic with the gameplay of Tactics Ogre would be, and the story of Tactics Ogre. I personally, if you're ever looking for a good tactical RPG, or SRPGs, there's something called strategy RPGs. Tactics Ogre, Let Us Cling Together, and its remake, Tactics Ogre Reborn, I think are probably the best ones I've ever played. In fact, it's probably the best one I've ever played. It has a very deep and engaging storyline with multiple branching paths. The characters feel real, taking place in a very somewhat grounded fantasy land. Like, it's not a like, there's dragons and there's magic, but you're not dealing, and you're dealing obviously with some some ancient magic shenanigans, but you know, there's also a lot of politicking going on and kingdoms, and it's a lot of fun. Highly recommend if you're looking for something to play. Okay, this is the threat. Okay, so we killed them, and we got more fragment fabricators. Cool. Threat processing units. I don't think I want to fight the threat anymore. Can I leave? I don't want to fight them. These guys are scary. Okay, so the decaying photosphere has the threats, I think is my understanding, right? Let's go to the colossal photospheres instead. Let's go this way. Go to the orange land. Hello, what's that? That's not a missile fabricator. I know I haven't fought the real threat yet. This is just the baby threats. We're fighting the easy modo enemies. What is this thing? Your fleet approaches the fabrication station, an abandoned station equipped with the tools required to manufacture components from local abyssal matter. Scans indicate that it has been dead for ages. Actually, hold on. When I do narration, what kind of voice do you prefer? Do you prefer my discount, whatchamacallit? My discount Emperor Palpatine? Or do you like my more brooding? Ominous voice. Like, you navigate through the long corridors of extractors, refineries, and processors. Hold on, I can do it. I can make it even more ominous. You want me to read this in ooh voice? You navigate through the long corridors of extractors, refineries, and processors. This type of station appears to have been specialized in using the exotic matter removed of the abyss for the production of unique tools. The material present all around the abyss seem to be useful for ship components that wouldn't be possible without other materials. But it cannot be safely transported anywhere. Like, I can't do this anymore. I'm gonna go crazy. Meaning all production has to be done locally. They appear to have never made a presence in the sector. We'll salvage this. Oh, okay, it's just salvaging. Wow, that is a very expensive ship. Alliance Super LPC. Manta class fast destroyer, and then abyssal matter. Okay. He's still chasing me. I'm just gonna keep running. Listen, you said it. I'm going to commit. Listen, if you say something cursed and I have the opportunity to do something cursed, you just know that I'm going to commit to the cursed bit, right? This is the norm. I think I have to fight this thing. Is gonna keep chasing me unless I deal with it. All right, let's go deal with this. What is it? What am I fighting? Can't be that big. Just send in a bunch of carriers and a bunch of small things to just keep them distracted. All right, go commit full attack. I'm not gonna fight. I'm gonna speed this at 4x and just watch them zoom through this. It's 4 ships. We didn't need to commit that much. Although again, threat ships are just kind of annoying to chase down because God, I hate their stupid nonsense. But it's fine. They'll die. But yeah, I can do a lot of reading voices. Like I said, it'd be cool to be able to do voiceover work one day. I think if I ever update my audio setup, I think that's when I would seriously try to do that type of thing. Because I know I could make my audio sound a little better, but I haven't had a chance to figure out really how that works. I'm being chased by something. What is this? More aboleths. All right. We have no choice. We got to deal with this. This does require a certain amount of heavy weaponry to deal with, so in the interest of not losing more ships, we'll commit a large chunk of our fleet for this. 207 should be fine. Full assault, let's go. I will be in the fight. So. But yeah, because I use a 2035, which has done a really good job for being a $150 microphone. I actually am kind of curious how much this microphone costs nowadays. I paid $150 for a kit. I think it was like 180 long time ago. AT2035. How much is this microphone alone? Oh yeah, it's about $130. 150s, 160s the new MSRP, so I guess tariffs hit it because now the MSRP used to be 150, now it's 160. It's a good microphone, but you got to pair it with like a good audio thingy, and I'm using a Go XLR. I don't know. I heard the Go XLR apparently has like the company stopped making the software for it, or like they stopped updating it, but it's still fine. I don't remember what the exact reason was. NVIDIA issue? What's the NVIDIA issue? The fact that they're not making any, like, they're cutting GPU production by, like, what, 30% or something in next year? I saw that news. I'm not terribly surprised, honestly. Because, I mean, the reality is that PC parts are just comically expensive right now, and RAM especially. We're living in a RAM apocalypse. So, the fact that, you know, GPU prices, like, Nvidia's cutting back on GPU production, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, they're selling to whoever's going to pay more. And right now, AI companies are willing to pay way, way more for the same product than consumers are. So from a business perspective, I fully understand their decision. As a consumer, I think their decision is incredibly short-sighted and detrimental to their brand. But at the same time, they're kind of like the big player in the consumer GPU space. I mean, AMD is there, but most people still default to getting a Nvidia card whenever they can. I basically will always get an Nvidia card myself personally, because I kind of need the like the NVENC encoder decoder for streaming, because it just makes it a lot easier for my PC to be able to stream both, you know, game and stream at the same time, because it essentially offloads all the video encoding to that specialized chip instead of it having to be on, you know, consuming like the, you know, instead of sharing the same processing power that the gaming aspect of streaming does. And that's kind of like, I think, the big issue. Like Nvidia has not quite a monopoly, but there's a very strong chokehold on the industry. And the thing is too, that's really unfortunate with this, is that I think this might also be kind of a lead-in to the whole you will own nothing and be happy, because I think what's going to happen, and to say this is that we're probably going to reach a point where why even bother making consumer grade products anymore when they can just sell you software as a service for everything that you know and love, right? Because if they can sell you on a subscription service for $50 a month so you can play your video games, they would just rather do that than sell you a GPU that you only buy once. They can just keep getting money from you forever. They'll do it. They will do it. Nvidia's not your friend. Also, SSD prices are probably going to go up too. That's because Samsung is getting out of the SATA SSD market. So if you're looking for a SSD, you better get on it soon. So I was gonna go to Micro Center today to buy an SSD, but I just didn't have time and I didn't feel like going out. So, oh my gosh. Can I just not be attacked? Can I leave? Oh my gosh, I'm actually slower than these things. All right. Time to kill another aboleth, I guess. All right. Let's see if I can do this without participating in this conflict. I'd like to see if our fleet is strong enough without me having to participate. Okay. So, anyways, yeah. It's just the timeline we live in with AI, everything. But who knows? I mean, all things, bubbles will ultimately pop at some point, and I think the AI bubble will find its due eventually, or alternatively, I guess the companies can just keep circle jerking $1 billion back and forth. But we talk about this topic a lot. I don't know if people get sick and tired of talking about AI, but it's just a thing that we have to all deal with. Whether you're a creative or a professional creative, or just someone who wants to, a casual gamer, we're all screwed in the end. You can't hate Sam Altman enough. Truly. I don't know. We'll see. Like there is good use cases for AI, but right now the most popular use cases are making AI slop. Didn't they try making like some, like, it was like TikTok, but for AI generated content, and it just failed spectacularly because it does, like, who's gonna make content for that platform? Who specifically is gonna seek out that type of content? They know it's fake and it's slop and it's garbage. So maybe if with enough pushback, people will realize maybe this is just dumb and we shouldn't be supporting this. Who knows? Who knows? I know some people who are who just, gosh. I have friends that are like, oh my gosh, look at this haha funny AI image that I made. And I'm just like, brother, please stop. Just learn to use Photoshop. But It's just what it is. So I need to drink my water. I've been like super thirsty. Also, I keep forgetting, but I need to purchase, I need to look at the Steam sale that's coming up soon, because I'm trying to figure out, like, what I need to buy for myself while there's a bunch of sales. I know there's a Nintendo Switch out there for $400 at Micro Center, and I'm really considering just picking one up. I don't really use my Nintendo Switch very much, but I have an inkling feeling that the Nintendo Switch might be going up by, like, $100 by next year, because of the RAM shortages. Right now, it's like, I think MSRP $450. I see it for sale for $400. My guess is that it's going to go to $500, if not $550 by next year. So I'm like, maybe I just buy it now, and I don't have to worry about not having a Switch 2 by next year. Because there are a couple games that I do want to get for it, like Octopath Traveler and stuff like that. I just don't have oftentimes I don't sit down and just play games very often. Play mostly on my phone, silly little things, board games mostly. The amount of enemies coming after me are getting ridiculous. That's a really fat fight. Can I handle that? Can I disengage? Oh my gosh, I can't disengage. There's too much storm. I would like to repair. So I guess we're a little stronger. Maybe we can... I think we can fight this one off. That's fine. Okay. I will send myself in. I don't want to send the carrier in, but I think I have to, just so we have the carrier able to fling themselves in. We'll send in the Milotic and the Void Witch. Let's do this. Commit there. Got Octopath and you got halfway through the Thief, you got lazy. Octopath is a very long game. Like, not gonna lie, it is very reminiscent of those old JRPGs that just take a very long time. Especially if you're like me and you search every nook and cranny for every single chest you can find. And on top of that, like, trying to get every single item and story beat that you can get, side quests, you talk to every NPC. I do that when I play JRPGs and it takes forever. I do need to play Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, though, as someone who enjoys... I think the Final Fantasy VII remakes have been like some of the best games I've played in recent memory. But that's because I'm a sucker for that action JRPG, Kingdom Hearts-esque gameplay that it is personified. Because, I mean, it's basically directed by the guy who made Kingdom Hearts, right? You know what I'm still... Okay, so you know how the Game Awards is recent? You know the Game Awards is very recent, right? I was hoping that we were going to get Kingdom Hearts 4 news, which we didn't get. So I think it's one of those things that I'm going to have to wait until, what, TGS 2026, and then maybe I'll get a smidgen of a crumb for, you know, Kingdom Hearts 4. And 2, I don't know if anyone saw the advertisement for that new game, Highborn or High Guard. I can't believe an actual video game company thought that, yes, this is what people want in 2025. They want another hero shooter when there's already all these other hero shooters that exist. Overwatch, as dead as it is, still exists as a game. There's Marvel Rivals, which is very popular because of Marvel. But it's, yeah, people are calling it, I mean, the name is basically a riff on Overwatch. High Guard, Overwatch. It's gonna be Concord too. I did see that, like, the gameplay seemed a little unique in the sense that, like, there's like a kind of a push-pull, trying to defend bases type thing, but at the same time, why not just... Oh my gosh, I need to send it. This is a very bad fight. We might have to get out of the void soon. We lost Sierra. She's down. All right, send in one of the fat carriers. Well, I think I don't blame them for wanting to revive Overwatch. Overwatch was like a huge cash cow for like the longest time, so why not try to get the game back up and running? I think it makes sense. I think it makes sense for them to try to, you know, bring it back. Plus, I think a lot of people have positive memories of Overwatch. I definitely have positive memories when I played Overwatch when it came out with my friends. It's just unfortunate that... Oh, Jesus Christ. The Mischievous just could not survive. Why am I purple? Did I get temporally slowed? Jesus Christ, there's so many here. I cannot hold them off. We're gonna try to fortress mode here, just trying to hold them off a little bit. Oh, I think that's the I think that's a semi-brief. Oh, we do have a semi-brief. Okay, it's on that thing. The carrier has a semi-brief. I forgot that's where I put it. Okay. Well, you know why they wanted to push Overwatch 2, right? It's because they wanted to get rid of loot boxes and force you onto, like, their battle passes. They basically changed the monetization system. Yeah. Like I said, I think Overwatch... Oh, okay, yeah, see, look at that. That's unfortunate. Hello, my shields are down. Okay. So I think we just gotta try to hardcore bum rush that one. I think we can vent here. We lost a good chunk of our ships, but so did they, so we'll just try to finish this fight off, and then we just can't fight for a while. Got squandered. I think part of it, too, people just got really mad that they got rid of the PvE mode. Because, again, PvE is such a huge market now for video games, because people don't want to be competitive all the time. And I think having a PvP mode would have been a huge boon to the game. But they're like, no, we're just going to scrap it. And it's just like, you have made a terrible mistake, buddy. They should have kept it. They should have kept that PvE concept, and I think it would have done well. Oh my god, there's so many ships. Oh, there's so many fleets. I can't escape. I'm trying to flee out of here, but I'm just gonna be chased by these things the whole time. Can I run it? Can I outrun it? I cannot outrun this thing. I don't really want to fight it. Let's do emergency repairs. It's fine. Alright, I think we'll just... I think I can auto this fight. It seems easy enough if I just send in, like, the big chunky ships and just call it a day. Send the Typhlosion in, send in Dusk Noir or Quid Lava. Alright, just send all these in full assault, and then if we need to send more, we'll fix it. The 5 Bs, Bethesda, BioWare, and Blizzard. Yeah, truly. Together, they create the world's first triple B game. Video games, man, I'm telling you. Oh my gosh, I heard also some rumors that Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to cost $100. I was like, there's no way this... If it costs $100, like, there's no way they're going to sell enough copies to make it worth it. But I know that game has, like, some hilariously high budget that it might actually be worth... It might actually be... They might actually value it at $100 a copy. And then when they sell it for $60 for the eventual sales, they'll be like, see, look at this, it's 40% off, $60 now. And it's like, they're trying to set up like the price memory baseline, and it's going to be awful. I think people are already sick of the $70 games. If you try to push any higher than 70, people are just going to be like, no, it's not worth buying it. Just pass. If it came for the trend, Battle Royale TDMs is going to suck. No, I mean, I don't disagree. Like, Overwatch, while it didn't pioneer the hero shooter genre, it did bring great popularity to the hero shooter genre, like incredible popularity to it, to the point where every other game was trying to get a slice of that hero shooter pie. I know this because Battlefield 2042 tried to put in stupid hero shooter mechanics. Like, you weren't just a faceless soldier. You had to pick a specific form of your assault, and each one was tied to a specific character type, and that specific character had a specific gadget. For example, like, I think for the assault class in 2042, one of them was like this black woman who had access to a wingsuit and a grenade that split into multiple grenades, and it was you only had those tools if you played only as her, right? Yeah, Sundance. I'm surprised you remembered, because I could not remember her name. I don't remember any other names. They were just... I just remember, like, their physical traits. Like, there was that dude, there was her, there was, like, the black guy with the grenade launcher, there was the Russian dude with the... Or might have been a German dude with the auto turret, and then there's the other guy with, like, a standing manual controlled turret. Yeah, I don't know how you knew that was Sundance, but you're right, it was Sundance. So anyways, how are you doing, Krusty? Good evening. So anyways, yeah, I have a strong disdain for the fact that hero shooter stuff more or less invaded every other game genre, because everything had to be a hero shooter or hero related concept thing, and it was nuts. If I wanted to play a hero shooter, I would just go I'd play Team Fortress 2. Just play Team Fortress 2. That's a good game. TF2 is a fantastic title. We're gonna send another ship in. You got back from the hospital. Did you get your real life Fantasia? Oh, you thought you were not. Oh, Jesus. Well, I'm glad you're okay. I saw someone call E as like real life Fantasia, and I was like, wow, I've never heard of it that way, but I guess that's a way to describe it. Hero shooters, they are money makers. Like, I don't disagree, but the genre is just so saturated that it's they kind of need to slow down on. It's like people are just sick and tired of hero shooters. I think Overwatch has left such a sour taste in people's mouths that anything that's like gonna be a hero shooter is gonna be immediately compared to Overwatch and whatever the new one is, Marvel Rivals and all that. Because yeah, you had like what, Concord, Valorant? Valorant's a hero shooter too. Valorant is just what if Counter-Strike but hero shooter. That's all Valorant is. And you know I'm right with that too. It literally is just what if we made Counter-Strike a hero shooter. 7K to tell you what's wrong with you. Wait, did you have to pay $7,000? Or that's the bill, and they're gonna bill your insurance, and they're hopefully gonna only charge you like 50 bucks. Hope you're okay though. Hopefully, 120 BPM for 10 hours is kind of rough. Yeah. Maybe I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm not even gonna pretend to diagnose anything. Jeez, I hope you'll be okay. That's a lot of money. I'm glad my insurance will basically cover a hospital bill 100%. Oh, they don't take your insurance. What? Oh, so it's out of network, which means you're paying the increased rate. Yeah, okay, I see how that works. Ouch. That sucks. I hope you'll be okay. Or hopefully, maybe you can negotiate something with them. Be like, hey, I can't afford this. What are they gonna do? Send you to collections? Oh my gosh, what's happening here? Can I watch this fight? Let's watch from this POV. I want to see what's going on. You're fine now? Okay, well, as long as you feel like you're fine, then you're probably fine, right? I don't know what's happening, but like, our ships are getting hit with this purple field, which I assume means they're getting temporally slowed. Oh my god, we lost so many ships. I think we gotta get out of here. Yeah, the recovery cost was just so much. Maybe we just bail. I haven't even searched the true depths of this abyssal hole. Like, what is actually in the furthermost reaches of this nightmarish land? That's the real question we gotta find out. But I also kind of want to keep going. Ooh. Like, we keep seeing decaying photospheres, but I also don't want to get hit with the threat. Especially with our fleet still recovering. Very spooky. Yeah, with their supply rapidly dropping, I think we just need to bail out of here. Oh, a sensor array. Alright, let's touch this thing. Alright. Extract the data. There's a problem! Oh, hello. It's been idle for too long. You look at the darkness. You find a single anomaly, misshapen low emission spawns like a shadow against... Okay, that's fine. So we find a little bit more things to gawk at. I wonder what else we can find here. Alright. Moving through the biome, that's fine. Alright, let's also interact with this thing. Maybe we just bail. I think we just get out of the void. It's kind of nice that we're playing Starsector. We haven't played Starsector in quite some time, but I also understand it's not everyone's cup of tea. Alright. Let's hit that other decaying photosphere. I'm trying to avoid any enemy fleets if I can avoid them. I don't really want to fight anything right now. I'm just gonna... Oh, shoot. No. I think that's a fleet. That's a fleet for sure. I'm trying to stay out of its detection range. An abyssal drone ship. Hanging around. We salvage it and we find more weapons. Okay, so should we go get revenge for Hakure? For the Tohos? Let's get out of here. I think we've done everything we want to do in the void for now. It's too spooky. I don't like being in the spooky area. Probably we'd go to the Abyssal Beacon next time. I assume basically all these are like the major threats, just kind of consolidate into one area in case you want to fight them all in one spot. But I have no idea how this... I don't really know at all what's in the furthest reaches of this. I almost want to see what's over here. And then I'm just gonna quick save, and I'm gonna go over there, take a look, and then I'll just reload. But I really want to know what we can find. Okay, drone ship, research station, and a fabricator. Could I fight 2 fleets? I have 2,000 supply. We need 149 to finish repairs. Could I kill 2 fleets and then I can interact with both these, or do I just use story points and just try to escape? Maybe I just burn story points and try to escape. Yes, this is modded. Hello there, Blackfish. Yes. It's heavily modded. It's fairly modded. You can see the mod list up above in the pinned messages. Yeah, I don't really want to fight this. We'll just engage and quickly try to deal with this. Okay, so here's the fabrication station. Salvage it. Okay, we got some cool stuff here, and then we're just gonna quickly touch the drone ship. Salvage that, and then we're going to quickly touch the fabricator, which is the real prize. Salvaging, defined. Oh god, that's a lot of words. The Imperial Elite Package. A lot of aggressive... Oh my gosh, look at all these modifications that we can inject. That's a lot of S mods. But you can only install them on Imperium hulls. Got it, that's unfortunate. What's the problem that you're running into when you're trying to fight battles? Let's ask that question. What issue do you think you're having, and then we can work backwards from there. Let's try to get out of here. There we go. Okay, I'm running away from this. I don't want to fight that. Okay, yeah, we gotta get out of here. Where am I? Okay. We're literally in the deep void. Alright, let's just alright. We're gonna get out of here, and we're gonna try to make our way back to Gensokyo, and then maybe kill the Luddites. Probably just fleet composition loadouts. You're not really aware what's meta or not. Okay, here's my suggestion. If you're new to the game, just experiment. Don't feel like you have to follow any meta, right? Just pretend, just the way I like to approach games like this, especially when I'm brand new to it, even if I'm playing heavily modded, is just don't go in feeling like you have to follow a predefined meta. Experiment, try out things that you like. You might find a playstyle that you enjoy more than other playstyles. And then after you've played enough and you think you want to really amp up your efficiency at the game, then start looking at meta stuff. But if you're brand new, don't feel like you have to try the meta. It's not necessary. Yeah, don't be a meta slave. Like that's kind of how I agree with that sentiment. And try playing casually. Try out different things, see what you like, and then from there you can switch to playing meta after. Okay. I need to get on that little slipstream over here. And this should take us straight to my favorite place, Favonius. Because I'm gonna go grab myself some of those, shoot, let's go this way. I want to collect that, that welcome pack. Single player game, don't worry about meta, experimental before it does autofit, and the autofits work. Yeah, exactly, that's a good way to do it too. Yeah, if you haven't used the autofits, use the autofits. Autofitting is a good way to kind of get an idea of like what a ship might be designed to do if you don't know how it works. I think for me the hardest part, quite frankly, is learning what each weapon does, because every weapon is unique. Especially once you start adding in modded weapons, it's very hard to like kind of understand what each one does. But you just experiment and you find kits that you like. And I can show you an example of that. Like for example, well, let me get to the planet first. Anyways, hello there, Mr. Moon Prime. Do you watch The Funny Bald Man? Is that why your name is Moon, or is it just a name you have? So for example, like, you know, if I take a look at my ship here, you know, I could fit this in multiple ways. Like, there's an assault kit, which is what it currently is, or I could switch to an elite variant, which has a different set of laser weapons, or fire support, which has long range weapons. Really a lot of different choices, and just kind of pick which one you want. You people figure out often find these ongoing meta. But if you don't understand how things work. Oh, in that case, I am probably the wrong person to ask. I do not know the meta. I am a vibes-based Starsector player. I don't know how else to describe it, but I really am a vibes-based Starsector player where I just kind of go with the flow and pick things that I think I want to play with, rather than necessarily going with the meta option. Is it silly? Yes. Yeah, we ball, as they say. Let's go purchase the... Oh, I need to, talk to this one. Trade hub. Give me my welcome kits. Okay, so we should have a decent amount. Oh, we have too much fuel now. Okay, so I'm just drop off a bunch of the fuel here. Again, this is kind of like my spare fuel dump in case I need it for later. 3,000 supply should be enough to get us back to base. Take this. Oh, sell the metal. Okay. But yeah, don't feel like you have to be a meta slave, but I understand if you also want to use the meta to kind of learn how the game works. That's totally understandable. My guess is that you just made, again, try looking at oh, you know what's one, I think one thing. Actually, I don't know. Is it viable to have small ships in your fleet late game or just focus on the large? I think vanilla. I think in vanilla you actually have a hard cap of like 30 ships in your fleet. So you're incentivized to use larger ships, so frigates become generally irrelevant quickly as you move into destroyers and cruisers and eventually capitals. So just keep that in mind. It really depends how much you think you can support, but I like to try keeping up. I personally like to have a mix. Like my fleet is here. Like let me show you my fleet. Like my fleet's a disaster. Like I have, hold on, let's move all the capitals up here. Let's move the capitals here. So is this a capital? Yes. I know that's a capital. I know that's a capital. I think you're a capital. I know this one's a capital. Okay. Like for context, my fleet has 6 capitals and then a bunch of other stuff, but I like to keep a variety. So I do keep a bunch of frigates in my fleet. I keep a bunch of destroyers in my fleet. I keep a lot of cruisers in my fleet just because I need something to fill in, because oftentimes you're going to end up in a fight where it's like, hey, you have like what, 240 or 400 cap, and you know, you need to find a way to, it's good to just have the extra ships available so you can, you know, just fill in those remaining small point quantities. Plus, having small ships do operate as harassment. You can have them harass the enemy as you're fighting. Also, we're just gonna check this out. What is this? There's an exotech. Oh wait, no, this is. I didn't realize Daybreak was here. I don't think I have anything for them, do I? I think I was on a quest for them and I kind of forgot because I was so distracted with trying to enter the void. Let's go over here real quick. Welcome to the Daybreak. Hello, exo ship to Daybreak. So I'm trying to get to 750 standing. Okay. Let's see here. Let me go through my inventory real quick. So let's go make sure I have used up all of my blueprints. Okay, learn that. That. Okay. And let me keep all those. Okay, that's fine. Void calls. Oh, you missed the fights earlier. Like they were kind of nutty. I can show you an example like what this one does. Like for example, this ship here. In this run, all my ships are named after Pokemon. This is the Metagross. And it's basically running a bunch of like laser weapons. So let's put it against at least the armor of a... Now again, remember this is heavily modded. Let's put it against a... Put against the giant phallic thing. So this one is kitted out to be as long range as possible. So all the weapons are very, very long range. So you end up with things like this where I can fire from this comical range and hit the enemy. But as I get closer, it gets stronger. And if I really wanted to commit even more horrifying crimes against humanity, it also comes with a bunch of nuclear missiles. Because why not? Yes, I do recommend you try... I do recommend you try vanilla first before you commit to anything else. Like this one, like this design is so that I can fire missiles at things like this. So I can fire missiles, like here's my annihilator pods, here's my ion torpedoes, and here's my nuclear missiles. Look at that. Nuclear missiles are a very good solution to all of your problems in space. Note that is a modded weapon, that is from United Auroran Federation, but please try vanilla first and then start adding mods. Don't be like... That's what I did, and then I added mods after like 5 hours of gameplay. Oh right, I was supposed to give them stuff. Hold on. Hello, I would like to give you things so they will be happier. I'm gonna give you... Okay, so I need to get more... Let's see, I'll give you the blueprint. Blueprint, okay. I don't think I'm gonna give them any of these. I kind of want these hull alterations. If I give them a catalytic core, they'll be really happy. Why is the logistics core also moaning? That's not anime. Is it because it's a computer? Is it like... Oh, jeez. Oh my god. The dimensional stove would give me a lot of relationship with them, which is really funny. I don't mind giving them one of these. I don't really want to give them my corrupted nanoforge though. I'll give them these two, that's fine. Okay. Because I can't... Oh, wait. Okay, so we've got a lot of phase cruisers that I don't really care about, I think. That's fine. What do they have? Hyperspatial javelins. P-wave missile launchers. Okay. I don't think I really care about any of these. I think the options would be a lot higher once the influence is better. Oh, I completed my mission. I forgot about that. Excellent. So now they're happy. And now I can purchase even more things. Namely ships. Then we still live use Reapers still live afterwards. More Reapers are, yeah, Reapers are a really good option too, yeah. I find it difficult to mod, you're not text type person who says the file and zip as Starsector file. Oh yeah, no, modding is easy. So if you don't know this already, there is a mod launcher manager called TriOS, like TRIOS, like operating system. Very, very handy program to use if you want to manage your mods in a much easier manner and just set up playlists, for example, if you want to swap between different mod lists. Okay, let's save the game here. And real quick, I'm just going to show the, in case you haven't seen the Necrograd thing yet, in case you want to remember where we're at with the Necrograd mod, because that thing is still going to take forever to build. Let me quickly switch my mod profile over. Should take about a second. TriOS is specifically for Starsector, yes. It's not an operating system. It's just, that's just the name of the program. It's not an actual operating system. Let me just show the Necrograd thing real quick. Oh, where's my profile? Necrograd testing. Activate that. Switch to, then open up Starsector through the other panel. Okay. Was I supposed to run TriOS in admin mode, or is it not going to switch it correctly? I guess we'll find out. Yeah, but I haven't had a chance to play too much of Necrograd, and also because I named one of the portraits that I did the other day, I'm gonna have to, I think, rename certain celestial objects that I have created. So if you don't know, I was working on a Starsector mod. It's called Necrograd. It's not the most exciting thing. It's because it's still a work in progress, obviously, but it works. So let's pick one of my custom portraits that are here that I drew myself. They're all very bad, I think. But we'll use this one. Give her a random name. Mix. Continue. Next. Next. Start playing. Proceed. I would like to join Necrograd, the Necrogradic People's Union. And then I have to design some of these custom fleets at some point, but we'll do this one. And then Commander. Unknown. Fantastic. Start. So, if you don't know, I was working on a Necrograd, a Starsector mod at some point. I will hopefully finish it eventually, but it's one of those long-term projects that I was hoping to do it by end of year, but I kind of lost momentum around September, and I just haven't been able to really bring myself to pick it back up. And I also got distracted heavily with Battlefield 6, and I've been playing that a lot. But welcome to Necrograd, featuring planets like Vladivostok, the which with all custom flavor text that all describes like how this is a planet where prisoners are sent to for re-education. Fully compatible with my custom portraits that I have in here that I have to figure out how I'm gonna sort that out with. Whoa, what's happening? What's happening? Yeah, like a fully functioning colony with, you know, fuel production and heavy industry. Also, I have some, okay, and then there is a proper, like the system functions, but this system is very, very empty. Like, I haven't had a chance to properly set this up yet. As you might have noticed, there's one planet. And I'm gonna add multiple planets eventually and have to give them proper names. But let me show you the real meat and potatoes. The real system that matters. Because there's a star system here that was called the Rusnyan. The Rusnyan system. It's over here, nice little yellow star. Right? And then oh Jesus Christ, every time this happens I get jump scared. And then the major planet here is the planet of Nekograd, which is, if you don't know, is themed after a Minecraft, or not, a RimWorld run that I do once a year called the Nekograd colony. And so this planet rotates around a star every 60 days. But look at all that flavor text I wrote. I don't use any Gen AI for this. Like, this is all written from my own imagination and my own ability to create incredibly unnecessarily long fluff text. So it's a skill that I learned because I used to write custom magic cards and stuff like that, and I used to write a web novel, so I have some skill in writing. It's not a skill I've exercised in a long time, so maybe one day. But you can see millions upon millions of comrades work out. Millions upon... Okay, I might have messed up the writing here. Oh, I didn't proofread this. Nekograd, the capital of the Union... Nekograd, the capital of the Union, stands a glorious testament to its ideological victory over its enemies. A chaotic amalgamation of planned central city designs and rapid uncontrolled growth. Thousands of miles of rail and roads snake through the land, moving in accordance with the terrain rather than imposing upon the natural landscape. You know, I love flavor text, so that's why I had a lot of fun writing this. But again, a lot of this is not complete yet. I hadn't had a chance to do that. There is, like, if you look at the system, like, there's one central ring of stuff here. There's the planet has its own ring because this planet is perpetually beset by meteors, which is also a RimWorld joke. And then there's like a bunch of other planets, like Miaskova is like another planet, although I think this one is like the more industrial type planet. I wonder if I wrote flavor text for this one. Oh, I did. Wow, I wrote flavor text for all three of them. I'm so good at this. I'm so peak. This flag is not final. That flag is not final. I will make a proper flag at some point. I just needed a placeholder flag, so it's just like some techie hammer and a sickle with a shotgun over the top. It's so bad. Anyways, it's kind of fun playing Starsector again. I haven't played Starsector in quite some time. I think it's been like almost a month or two since we played it. So hopefully you enjoyed, you know, our little adventure out in star space with the Starsector as we committed star crimes, right? Hopefully it was a good time. Let's see. Let's see, who are we gonna raid? Oh, you know what? I know who we can raid. We can raid. We'll raid Lurky, because I assume she's actually playing the game and not just AFK, right? Probably. Anyways, it is late, so I need to get ready to go to bed. But I hope you had fun watching the Starsector shenanigans. I'm not sure when we'll revisit Starsector. It's probably going to be a while again, unless I suddenly have some desire to play the funny game at some point. But I hope you had fun with this game. I have fun with Starsector. Hopefully you did too. If you ever have questions, you can always join the Discord where people talk about video games, not just Starsector, but a lot of RimWorld and shenanigans like that. I'm gonna go rest or play League of Legends, one of the two, depending on how much I hate myself. And I will be back on Monday. Please note that Monday and Tuesday are the last streams of 2025. So Monday is RimWorld, and then I don't know what I'm gonna do on the 23rd, but I kind of want to try doing something fun So we'll see what that's gonna be. I will never do a League of Legends stream. I'm sorry. So keep that in mind. 23rd is also still kind of up in the air, just because I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to stream. I also know a lot of people are gonna be out traveling, but I want to still stream regardless. So I'll make an announcement as on the 23rd, but yeah, next 2 days are the final streams of the year. I will not be streaming on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, and then I'm gone in Canada basically from the 26th through the 1st. And then I don't return to streaming until Monday, which is the 5th. So anyways, have a good night. Enjoy watching Lurky. She's trying to push her partner, I guess, on RimWorld, so I guess we'll just throw you all there to help her out. Goodbye, good night, bye-bye. Enjoy your weekend.